Welcome to my channel. Comprehensive Anime. Living in Fairy Tale with Heaven Defying Comprehension. Chapter 61. Whitebeard was surprised to hear this, and the others in the group were also stunned. Going to other worlds sounds very exciting. Tasaka Rin. Brother Lu Li, can you really take us there? Lu Li. Well, I tried it today and it feels fine. He found that power is not something that can only be activated once a day. It has something to do with personal physique. With his body, it doesn't have much impact to activate the power of the Eastern god of war to cross the world several times in a row. Tasaka Rin. Great. I can go to other worlds to play. I have never seen what a pirate looks like. Kanae. Yes. Then I can meet everyone. Erika. I'm really looking forward to it. This is the first time I meet everyone. Whitebeard. Okay. Come all of you. Come all of you. Whitebeard was very happy. He was not very interested in birthdays at first, but his son celebrated his birthday every year. This year he was looking forward to his birthday so much. Luli closed the chat group panel after chatting with a few people for a while. It's time to sort out my strength. His current major magic is Dragon God Transformation. Now he has both fire and thunder attributes. This is the foundation of the foundation, and it is the foundation of his magic. The training method is Dragon God Meditation Method and Dragon God Breathing Method. The combat posture is Dragon God Giant Spirit God Posture, Dragon God Six-Winged Seraph Posture, and Dragon God Magic Suit. 2. The auxiliary combat magic is Dragon God Domineering Method and Dragon God Perception Method. There are more combat moves: Dragon God Great Flame Emperor, Dragon God Merciless Sun, Crush. Unconsciously, he has learned so many magics, but Luli always feels that it is still too little. It seems that he still needs to learn more and more magic. Luli first trained his body vigorously. Without the help of magic, the high-intensity training quickly exhausted his physical strength. The body is the foundation of everything, and magic is only improved on the foundation. The stronger the foundation, the stronger the fight. When his physical strength was exhausted, he sat cross-legged on the big rock in front of the waterfall where he usually practiced. Crackle, crackle. Luli's body was surrounded by flames and entangled with lightning. At the same time, Luli started meditation and breathing. The flames and lightning tempered his body, meditation expanded the source of magic, breathing improved his overall physical quality, and circulated magic throughout the body, compressing it, and quickly repairing his body. When his physical strength was almost restored, Luli continued his previous practice. Soon, a month passed in a blink of an eye. Luli practiced hard for a month and rarely went to the guild. A month is short, but Luli's strength has been greatly improved. The body has also become stronger. The day before Whitebeard's birthday, Luli came to the world of God Slayer and had a ridiculous day with Erika. The two of them were also like a newlywed after a short separation. Erika's enthusiasm made Luli was a little overwhelmed. I couldn't resist it, but you said you liked it. Of course I liked it very much. Buzz. In the morning, when Luli and Erika were still asleep, the chat group panel began to vibrate, and Luli opened the panel. Whitebeard. At Luli, kid, are you still awake? Come and drink with me. Luli. I know, I'll take Erika to Rin first, and then to Kanae. Tasaka Rin. Brother Luli, come quickly. I'm ready. Kanae. I'm here too. Luli. Okay, Rin, just call my name in half an hour. Tasaka Rin. Got it. Luli woke up Erika who was still sleeping, and the two took a bath together to wash off the traces of yesterday's absurdity. Half an hour passed after the bath. Luli activated the strong wind. A tornado appeared, and Luli and Erika disappeared together. When they reappeared, they were already in front of Tasaka Rin. Brother Luli, sister Erika. Tasaka Rin ran over happily when she saw Luli and Erika appear. Little Rin. It was the first time Erika saw Tasaka Rin, even though she had seen Erika several times during the live broadcast. Sister Erika is so beautiful. Erika couldn't help but smile when she heard what Tasaka Rin said. Little Rin is also very cute, and she will definitely be a great beauty when she grows up. Master. Sakura came to Luli and bowed respectfully. Ah, Sakura. How is your magic learning going? Luli saw Sakura. To be honest, he just casually asked Sakura to be his student at that time, mainly to help Sakura out. I'm studying very hard. Luli touched Sakura's head. Well, learn slowly, this magic is still very practical. When your magic power is higher, I will teach you the magic of teleportation. Teleportation. I want to learn it too. I want to learn it too. Tasaka Rin's eyes lit up when she heard about teleportation. Your magic attribute is not suitable. You should practice the magic circuit development method first, don't be too ambitious. Tasaka Rin pouted. Oh. At this time, Tasaka Tokiomi appeared with his wife Tasaka Aoi. Welcome, Mr. Lu Li, your arrival really makes our Tasaka family glorious. This is my wife, Tasaka Aoi. Hello, Mr. Lu Li, I heard that it is an honor for Dehei and Go to be your students. Tasaka Aoi did not want to adopt her daughter to the Meitu family, but she could not change the decision made by her husband. After hearing that Lu Li accepted Rin and Sakura as students, her husband changed his mind about adoption, which surprised her and she was very grateful to Lu Li. Master Tasaka, you are too polite. Who is this? Tasaka Tokiomi glanced at Erika and asked Lu Li. Erika looked like she was from Europe, and he felt a strong magic from Erika. Obviously, she was also a magician. She is. Lu Li had not finished the introduction. Erika took Lu Li's arm and said with a smile. My name is Erika Brantley, and I am Lu Li's wife. Hey hey. Tasaka Tokiomi didn't react, but Tasaka Rin was very surprised. Master Lu Li, Sister Erika, when did you get together? No, can you get together? By the way, when did you get together? Tasaka Rin and Erika knew each other first, and Lu Li hadn't joined the chat group at that time. As far as she knew, Lu Li and Erika only met for the first time since the god of disobedience, and the second time was when Lu Li killed the god of disobedience. How long has it been since then, and the two of them are together? Also, brother Lu Li is only 14 years old. Tasaka Tokiomi said. Rin, don't be rude. Tasaka Rin covered her mouth, she was afraid that she would accidentally say something she shouldn't say. Tasaka Tokiomi looked at Lu Li and said, Mr. Lu Li, I just heard about the magic circuit development method, what is it? Well, this is a secret method I created, mainly used to develop magic circuits. But Rin already has 70 magic circuits, and aren't magic circuits innate? Tasaka Tokiomi's wife is very outstanding. Rin and Sakura, the children born to him and his wife, both have 70 magic circuits, which is something he is very proud of. The number of magic circuits is determined at birth and will not increase due to external factors. This is a fact recognized by the magic world. Because it is originally a very rare thing, magicians accumulate bloodlines for several generations so that their descendants have bodies that are more suitable for magic. For example, Rin and Sakura are both such products. Of course, there are also some families that go too far, just like doing breed improvement, increasing the magic circuits of their children. The way of heaven is to reduce the surplus and make up for the deficiency. The way of man is to make up for the deficiency and serve the surplus. Magic circuits are innate, but innate does not mean predetermined. As long as you understand its true principle, it is also very simple to create magic circuits, and the created magic circuits are no different from normal magic circuits. You don't need to worry about this. Tasaka Rin said proudly. Brother Lu Li taught me the development method of 108 magic circuits, and they are 108 main magic circuits. Number 108 main magic circuits. How is this possible? Tasaka Tokiomi was shocked when he heard this. 108 main magic circuits, which exceeded the magic circuit of Bai Tiao, he had never even heard of it. Seeing her father so shocked, Rin Tasaka said proudly, 108 circuits are nothing. Brother Lu Li has developed 360 main magic circuits and formed a perfect combination. 360 magic circuits. And combined them. Tasaka Tokiomi, who has always been elegant, lost his composure for the first time. Even when Lu Li came here to show all kinds of magic last time, he didn't lose his composure. But he couldn't hold it back when he heard Rin Tasaka's words. After a few seconds, Tasaka Tokiomi forced himself to calm down and invited Lu Li. Mr. Lu Li, you have come from afar, and our family has not treated you well. Please come in and let our family of the Tasaka family do our best to be a good host. Lu Li raised her hand and refused, saying, "Don't bother. This time I am here to take Rin to a party. It may take a little time. Don't worry. Is that so?" Toshiomi felt a little disappointed. His own qualifications might not be high enough, but he was serious about magic and was a real magician. When he was young, he studied magic in the clock tower and innovated many magics. He also gained a lot of wealth by operating the magic patents in the clock tower and enjoyed a reputation as a genius in the association. When he saw Lu Li performing magic that was recorded in the clock tower, he wanted to have a good exchange with Lu Li, so he told Rin Tosaka to invite Lu Li to his home. Rin Tosaka's answer was that the master was busy and had no time. During this time, he used all his connections to investigate Lu Li's identity, but in the end, there was no such person. This shocked him greatly. He felt that Lu Li might belong to an extremely secret magic organization, and Rin might also join this organization. When Lu Li arrived this time, Rin had already told him that she was going to attend a party. The party that Lu Li said she was going to attend, how high-end it would be, he naturally agreed with it. After seeing Erica, he was more convinced of his guess. The magic power of this girl was also very strong. Knowing that Lu Li actually had 360 main magic circuits, he couldn't help but lose his composure. What is the most precious thing for a magician? Every magician will have only one answer, and the only answer. That is knowledge. Lu Li, this young man, undoubtedly has unparalleled knowledge. He now thinks that Lu Li's young appearance is just a disguise, and his real age may be far beyond his imagination. Lu Li didn't know that Tosaka Tokiomi had thought so much for a while. If he knew, he would definitely admire him. Maybe the other party didn't have many magic circuits, but his brain circuits were definitely peculiar. Rin, it's almost time, we should go. Lu Li waved to Tosaka Rin. Rin Tosaka came to Lu Li, grabbed Erika's hand, and waved to her family. Father, Mother, Sakura, I'm going to play and will be back in a while. You don't have to miss me. Tosaka Tokiomi said. Rin, follow Mr. Lu Li and don't be naughty. Got it. Lu Li activated the power of strong wind, and a tornado blew around his body. The three people floated slightly and then disappeared in an instant. Disappeared. It was the first time for Aoi Tosaka to see it. After all, she was not a magician and was very surprised. Sakura was a little disappointed when she saw that Lu Li only took her sister away but not herself. Tosaka Tokiomi patted Sakura on the head. Sakura, practice the magic your teacher taught you well. The future of the Tosaka family depends on you and Rin. I know, father. Since Lu Li came last time, her father has treated her better. She knows that all this is thanks to teacher Lu Li, so she is very grateful to Lu Li. Tosaka Tokiomi showed a calm and confident smile on his face. Although he did not communicate the knowledge he wanted, as long as there is the bond between Rin and Sakura, this person is the biggest supporter of the rise of the Tosaka family. And, if he can get Lu Li's help, the greatest wish of the Tosaka family, to reach the root, may be completely realized in his generation. When Lu Li and the other two appeared, they came to a spacious courtyard. The environment here is beautiful, and the style of ancient architecture is obvious at first glance. Welcome everyone. When Lu Li and the other two appeared, Kanae sensed it. A few people looked in the direction of the sound and saw a girl with black hair and purple eyes standing not far in front of them. The girl wore two butterfly hairpins, a demon slayer uniform, and a colorful butterfly pattern feather woven on the outside. Just by looking at each other, you can see that the other party is definitely a girl with a gentle and kind personality. Sister Kanae. Rin Tosaka ran over happily when she saw her. Kanae has a gentle and kind personality. Rin Tosaka will communicate with Kanae about any problems in life, just like an older sister. 273. Lika looked around. Is this your world, Kanae? It looks like it's in the 1990s. Well, our worlds are different, and the times are different. Tosaka Rin waved her little fist and said, by the way, Sister Kanae, where are the evil ghosts? I can help you fight the evil ghosts. Tosaka Rin knew that the evil ghosts were haunting Kanae, and those evil ghosts also ate people, which was really fool it. Kanae smiled and said, evil ghosts appear at night. Evil ghosts are afraid of the sun. They will be reduced to ashes when exposed to the sun. And the evil ghosts were originally some pitiful people. They used to be the same kind of creatures as humans. Lu Li frowned and said seriously, Kane, you must not have sympathy for ghosts when you fight. Evil ghosts may have been some kind people before, but when they become ghosts, they are dead. Kindness to the enemy is cruelty to yourself. A moment of kindness may bring endless suffering to others. Such kindness is not kindness, but the greatest evil in human nature. Only by killing the evil ghosts can they be relieved. Kanae nodded and said, I understand. If you have anything, you can directly tag me in the group, especially when you find the upper rank ghosts. The upper rank ghosts are not something you can deal with alone. If you meet the ancestor of the ghosts, Muzan Kibutsuji, don't hesitate at all. Even if all your demon slayers gather together, they are still not Muzan's opponents. Thank you. Kanae Kocho sincerely thanked her. Her affairs here have nothing to do with Lu Li, and she doesn't want to involve irrelevant people. But as Lu Li said, if you want to end everything, you can only rely on external forces. Whitebeard. At Lu Li, hey. Brat, why haven't you brought anyone here yet? Lu Li. Don't worry, I'll be here soon. Lu Li smiled at a few people and said, okay, Whitebeard's dad is waiting anxiously. Come again when there's a chance, let's go over there quickly. Several people nodded when they heard this. They were originally going to celebrate Whitebeard's birthday. At this time, the One Piece world. Navy headquarters. Marine Admiral's office. What is Whitebeard doing? He's celebrating his 70th birthday with such fanfare. I wonder how much trouble this will bring to the Navy. Marshal Sengoku looked very ugly at this time. Whitebeard is a thorn in the Navy. As long as this old guy is alive, the world government and the Navy will feel a thorn in their throats. The title of the strongest man in the world is no joke. Maybe the world government and the Navy are the strongest in the world, but the strongest man in the world belongs to pirates. I don't know how many idiots become pirates for the title of the strongest in the world. If Whitebeard is not killed, the pirate era will not end. Ha 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 ha. Don't be angry. Sengoku. Today is his birthday after all. It is a very important day for Whitebeard. What's wrong with being generous? 1. Garp laughed while eating donuts on the sofa in the office. Seeing Garp's heartless look, Sengoku was furious. Birthday, birthday. I don't want to watch him celebrate his birthday, I want to watch him celebrate his death anniversary. Then why don't you celebrate your birthday too, with more pomp than his? Get out of here. Go and keep an eye on Whitebeard, do you really want to wait for him to attack? Marshal Sengoku, I'll keep an eye on him too. After all, if the other party really wants to do something, I can also delay him. Aokiji took off his eye mask while closing his eyes to rest and said. Sengoku nodded when he heard Aokiji's words. Indeed, Whitebeard had celebrated his birthday before, but never with such a big pomp. This time, Whitebeard's large fleet gathered, and this force is a huge threat to the world government. If they don't keep an eye on it, it will be bad if something goes wrong. Aokiji's ice fruit can freeze the sea. If the Whitebeard pirates really have any unusual movements, he can also freeze all the ships, so that the ships cannot sail, and the Navy headquarters can have more time to deploy troops. Okay, go ahead. New World. Whitebeard pirates on the Moby Dark. Whitebeard's 43 pirate groups, totaling more than 50,000 people, all gathered to celebrate Whitebeard's birthday. Although they all knew that these pirate groups were here to celebrate Whitebeard's birthday, this action made the world government and the Navy headquarters very nervous. A large number of Navy troops were dispatched to monitor, fearing that Whitebeard might accidentally cause something big. After all, this is the world's strongest man, Edward Newgate, Whitebeard. It would be bad if they took this opportunity to gather and attack the Navy or a member of the world government. Marco looked at the 2.1 smile on Whitebeard's face. As the earliest member of the Whitebeard Pirates and the captain of the first division of the Whitebeard Pirates, he could naturally see that his father was in a good mood. It seems that his father has been in a good mood for the past 6 months. Dad, you are in a good mood. Whitebeard laughed heartily. Gulala. Yes. Because my sons and daughters are coming to see me. Captain Joes of the 3rd Division said. You are wrong, it should be sons and daughters. 99 out of 100 pirates are male pirates, there are also female pirates but they are very rare. No, it's sons and daughters. At this moment, on the deck in front of Whitebeard, a tornado appeared out of thin air, and then 4 people appeared out of thin air in the whirlwind. Who are you? Everyone on the Moby Dark was surprised to see 4 people suddenly appear, and they were ready to fight. Whitebeard's voice sounded. Everyone retreat. Then, the tornado dispersed, and Lu Li and 4 others appeared. Whitebeard smiled. Gulala. You are finally here. It was the first time that Rin Tusaka saw so many people. When she heard Whitebeard's voice, she looked towards Whitebeard's position. Wow! Daddy Whitebeard, you are so tall and big. Rin Tusaka was surprised. It was the first time she saw such a tall person. Erika and Kanae were also shocked by Whitebeard's tall stature. Indeed, Whitebeard was more than 6 meters tall and close to 7 meters tall. His burly stature and scars gave people a strong sense of oppression. Gulala. Little Rin. Come here and let me see. Whitebeard was in a good mood when he saw Rin Tusaka. 11. Rin Tusaka jumped in front of Whitebeard. Happy birthday, Daddy Whitebeard. This is the birthday cake that Rin made for you, but it seems too small for Daddy. Tusaka Rin took out the cake from her backpack, but she was a little frustrated when she saw that the cake seemed not even as big as Whitebeard's finger. Whitebeard took the cake and threw it directly into his mouth. Delicious. The cake made by Rin is delicious. Then Whitebeard picked up Tusaka Rin and sat her on his lap, looking very doting. Erika and Kanae also gave their gifts, but the gifts seemed too small for Whitebeard's tall stature. Gulala. You're here now, why give me a birthday gift? I'm very happy that you can come. Whitebeard was very happy about this. Ace asked with some doubt. Dad, who are they? Not only Ace was confused, but the other members of the Whitebeard pirates were also very confused. They had always been with Whitebeard and had never seen Lu Li and the other 4. Not to mention the 2 young girls and a teenager, there was also a child who was obviously less than 8 years old. Whitebeard said happily, they are all my adopted sons and daughters. They heard that today is my 70th birthday, so they came here to celebrate my birthday. When Marco heard this, he thought about what his father had said before. It seemed that Tuu was so happy because these people came. Dad had not started before because he was waiting for these people. Marco stepped forward and said with a smile, hello, my name is Marco, and I am the captain of the first team of the Whitebeard Pirates. Please sit here. Marco led Lu Li and the other 3 to sit in the front row. Thank you, my name is Lu Li. My name is Butterfly Kanae. My name is Erika Blountree. Lu Li and the other 2 introduced their names. Marco looked very similar to the one in the anime, with a golden pineapple head and a tattoo of the Whitebeard Pirates on his chest. Marco smiled and said, you're welcome. Since you are Dad's sons and daughters, you are the brothers and sisters of our Whitebeard Pirates. You don't have to be restrained when you come here. Then Marco raised the bowl full of wine and said loudly, today is Dad's 70th birthday. Let's raise our glasses and wish Dad good health and longevity. Wish Dad good health and longevity. More than 50,000 people in the large fleet raised their glasses and shouted loudly, with great momentum, and then drank together. Wow! Dad is so majestic. Rin Tusaka was very excited to see so many people congratulating Whitebeard together. She had only seen such a scene in movies before. Gulala lala. Whitebeard heard Rin Tusaka's he was very happy. He called such a big scene to celebrate his 70th birthday. On the one hand, he wanted to see a few people, and on the other hand, he wanted to let a few people see how majestic their father was. Rin Tusaka satisfied Whitebeard's vanity. I declare. The banquet begins. Whitebeard raised the big bowl in his hand and drank the wine in one gulp. Others did the same. Soon, the people in charge of the performance on the Moby Dark sang and danced. After all, this was Whitebeard's 70th birthday, and Marco arranged all the procedures clearly. Is this a pirate? Erika's side was full of pirates, so she didn't find it strange to see these people, and it was the first time for Kanao to see a pirate. Lu Li explained, well, this is a pirate, but you don't have to think too much. The pirates in this world are actually similar to organizations like the Demon Slayer Corps. They are a group of people who pursue freedom, wealth and fame. In the territory they occupy, they are more like an army, responsible for protecting their land and people. Of course, there are some very bad pirates among them, burning, killing, looting, and doing all kinds of evil, but under the management of Father Whitebeard, such situations generally do not occur. The enemies of pirates are only pirates and the navy. Hey, you know a lot about pirates. A young man came over and said. Lu Li looked up and saw that the man was about 17 or 18 years old, with black hair, freckles on his cheeks, bare upper body, and wearing a yellow hat. Lu Li recognized the other party's identity at a glance, Portgas D. Ace, the son of pirate king Gal D. Roger. He is also the brother of the male protagonist Luffy, who directly triggered the famous Battle of the Top. At first, Lu Li thought that Ace was too impulsive and caused such a thing. But later, thinking about it carefully, was Ace actually wrong? There was nothing wrong. His subordinates killed the captain of another team and escaped from the Whitebeard pirates. For Ace, this is his responsibility as a captain. Catching him back and bringing him to justice is the performance of a responsible man. After being rescued, he had the opportunity to escape, but he chose to turn back, wasting the lives of Whitebeard and many people who sacrificed their lives to save him. But how many people can tolerate a guy who insults his most respected father? When he was a child, Lu Li will definitely fight with anyone who insults his family. For this reason, Lu Li was called to school by his parents when he was a child. He is now in fairy tale. If anyone dares to insult the old man, he will make sure that he will not see the sun tomorrow. So Lu Li still admires and likes Ace very much. My name is Portgas D. Ace. Are you a pirate too? Ace asked straightforwardly, which gave people a very good impression. Lu Li shook his head. No. No, then are you a devil fruit user? He just saw Lu Li and the others suddenly appear. Although he was a little surprised, there are all kinds of devil fruits in this world, so he regarded the appearance of Lu Li and the others as the ability of devil fruit. No, it's just some special fat. There is no magic in the world of One Piece, which is more troublesome to explain, so Lu Li said that he has special abilities. There are many special races in this world, such as the Moonlight Lion Clan, the Fishman Clan, the Giant Clan, the Lunaria Clan, etc., so it's not wrong to say that it's a special ability. In fact, humans in this world have special abilities, such as armament hockey, observation hockey, and domination hockey, which are all special powers. The real ordinary people are themselves in the previous life. Ace and Lu Li chatted casually. Ace was a very cheerful and talkative person. He talked a lot about the Whitebeard pirates, satisfying the curiosity of Erika and Fanaihui. After 3 rounds of drinking. At this time, Whitebeard suddenly stood up. Seeing Whitebeard stand up, everyone fell silent. Children. Next, I will announce something. Whitebeard pointed at Shanae and said, let me introduce you. Her name is Butterfly Shanae, and she will be the eldest princess of the Whitebeard pirates. Then he pointed at Erika and said, her name is Erika Blantrey, and she will be the second princess of the Whitebeard pirates. Then Whitebeard lifted up Rin Tusaka and said, this is my daughter Rin Tusaka, and she will be the little princess of our Whitebeard pirates from now on. I won't allow anyone to bully my good girls Tilda. Oh 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 oh. All the pirates shouted loudly when they heard what Whitebeard said. Rin Tusaka thought this was very funny, and Shanae and Erika also smiled. Today is Daddy's 70th birthday, so let him do whatever he likes. Although they had only been chatting in the group before and had never met each other, the old man took good care of them and treated them as his own daughters. What they didn't know at all was the meaning of what Whitebeard said in this world. Whitebeard was one of the 4 emperors of the New World. The emperor represented the emperor of the sea, and that was the strongest person standing at the top of the world today. Whitebeard announced so loudly that Rin Tusaka was one of the 3 princesses of the Whitebeard pirates. With such an identity, even the strongest force in the world government. If they wanted to take action against Rin Tusaka, they had to consider whether the consequences were something they could bear. Whitebeard would have many sons and daughters, but he never announced who was the princess. Then Whitebeard put Rin Tusaka on his shoulders. Then he looked at Lu Li and said, Lu Li, come here. Lu Li heard what Whitebeard said, smiled and shook his head, and walked over. Whitebeard put his hand on Lu Li's shoulder. His name is Lu Li, he is my son, and from today on, he is the vice captain of the Whitebeard pirates. What? Everyone was stunned when they heard what Whitebeard said. Even Lu Li was a little confused. What's going on? I just came here to stroll around and wish Whitebeard a happy birthday, but your old man actually let me be the second in command of the Whitebeard pirates without any martial ethics. Old Dad, are you serious? The captain of the third team of the Whitebeard pirates, Diamond Joes, asked in disbelief. Whitebeard said that the three girls were the three princesses of the Whitebeard pirates, which didn't matter. As long as Whitebeard likes it, let alone three princesses, it doesn't matter if there are 10 or 20. Because it's just an honor, but the vice captain of the Whitebeard pirates is different. That also represents the power of being above 10,000 people in the Whitebeard pirates. Whitebeard Daddy never said who is the vice captain of the Whitebeard pirates. But everyone in the Whitebeard pirates regards the captain of the first team, Marco, as the vice captain of the Whitebeard pirates. Marco has followed Whitebeard Daddy in battles since he was a child, and has made countless contributions. In a way, without Marco, the Whitebeard pirates today would not be so powerful. But now Daddy actually let an outsider who came to the Whitebeard pirates for the first time be the vice captain of the Whitebeard pirates. Not to mention that he was not convinced in his heart, no one else would be convinced. Of course it's true. When did I, Whitebeard, tell a lie? Blackbeard Teach, who was eating and drinking not far away, was slightly stunned when he heard this, then he smiled and continued to eat and drink. Marco was the first to react, and he raised his glass and said with a smile, "Today is a really happy day. Dad has passed his 70th birthday. Our Whitebeard pirates have 3 more princesses, and now we have a deputy leader. Come on, let's raise our glasses to celebrate." Marco raised his glass, but the scene was quiet. No one raised their glasses, and no one spoke. Everyone looked at Whitebeard in confusion, and also looked at Lu Li in confusion. Many people also had disapproval in their eyes, and some looked at Lu Li with anger. Lu Li smiled bitterly. "Whitebeard Dad. I just came to celebrate your birthday today. Aren't you roasting me on the fire? The deputy leader thing, good, is still a joke. Smile. I, Whitebeard, never joke about this kind of thing. Or do you look down on my position as the deputy leader of the pirate group?" Whitebeard glared at Lu Li and said. Lu Li waved his hands quickly. "No, absolutely not, but I have never been a pirate, and I have no contributions to the country. Forget about such an important position as the deputy captain. Or you can arrange for me to be a small pirate in the Whitebeard pirates. The Whitebeard pirates are the 4 emperors of the New World in the One Piece world. They are a powerful force that the Navy headquarters and the world government fear. But why should he be a pirate if he is not a fairy tale wizard?" Whitebeard patted Lu Li's shoulder and laughed. "Gula la la la. I said you can do it, you can do it. I let you be the deputy captain, who dares to disagree?" "I don't agree." Just as Whitebeard finished speaking, a voice rang out, and the slap in the face came so quickly. Whitebeard's mouth twitched. No, he had just finished speaking. Someone actually refuted him. Who was so disrespectful to him? Whitebeard looked in the direction of the voice and saw Ace standing up angrily. "Dad, I don't agree." "Ace, sit down." Marco immediately wanted to pull Ace to sit down. Although Dad was a good person, he didn't like people contradicting him, and everyone in the Whitebeard pirates respected Dad very much. It was Dad who gave them shelter. Unexpectedly, Whitebeard's mouth curled up slightly after seeing Ace, and he was not unhappy because of Ace's rebuttal. "Ace. Why don't you agree? The vice captain of the Whitebeard pirates should belong to Brother Marco. Brother Marco has worked diligently for the Whitebeard pirates for so many years, but Dad, you let someone who came to the Whitebeard pirates for the first time be the vice captain of the Whitebeard pirates. This is too unfair to Brother Marco." "Yes, Dad. Ace is right. Do you want to reconsider it?" When everyone in the Whitebeard pirates heard what Ace said, they all agreed. Whitebeard didn't say anything, but looked at Lu Li. Lu Li curled his lips and thought, "Why are you looking at me? It's not like I want to be the vice captain of the Whitebeard pirates." When Whitebeard saw Lu Li, he pretended not to see him and looked at Ace again. "What else? And, how old is he?" 16, 17, 14. The chat group has Lu Li's basic information. Lu Li just turned 14 this year, Kanae just turned 17, Erika is 16, and Rin Tusaka is only 6 years old. 14. The Whitebeard pirates couldn't help but exclaimed, "This is too young." Even Ace was a little confused after hearing Lu Li's age, 14 years old. Our Whitebeard pirates let such a young boy be the vice captain instead of the world-famous Big Brother Marco. How should others view our Whitebeard pirates and Big Brother Marco? Quote. No. I don't care about this. Marco said. He was a little uncomfortable at first when he heard Whitebeard said that he wanted to let Lu Li, a newcomer who had just joined the Whitebeard pirates, be the vice captain. But he quickly adjusted himself. He was not interested in power. Now his main job was to help manage the Whitebeard pirates. By the way, he helped his father to adjust his body and let him live longer. Besides, we pirates have always spoken with strength. Whitebeard became interested and raised the corner of his mouth. Oh. What do you want? I want to fight him. If he beats me, I will admit that he is qualified to be the vice captain of the Whitebeard pirates. Ace pointed his finger at Lu Li and said loudly. Oh 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 oh. Hearing that Ace was going to fight this newcomer, all the Whitebeard pirates cheered loudly. They loved watching this kind of scene the most. Whitebeard looked at Lu Li and said, Kid, Ace challenged you to a fight, what do you think? Today is your 70th birthday, Whitebeard, and fighting is not good. What Ace said is right. I am indeed unworthy of the position. Forget about being the captain. Whitebeard nodded. Okay. You agreed. Then let these brats see your strength. Whitebeard said and slapped Lu Li's back hard, and Lu Li staggered out. Did I not explain it clearly, or are you hard of hearing? When Lu Li saw the slightly raised corners of Whitebeard's mouth, she knew what was going on. This old guy actually plotted against me. Rin Tasaka clapped her hands happily. Wow. Great. I can finally see brother Lu Li fight with my own eyes. Erika smiled and said, Dad, really, even Lu Li is plotting. Kanae nodded. Haha, Dad is celebrating his 70th birthday today, let him do whatever he wants. Marco noticed that the expressions of the three girls were slightly surprised. The three girls didn't seem to be worried about the boy named Lu Li at all, but seemed to have absolute confidence in him. And he was familiar with Dad's character. Dad would not let others fight Ace for no reason. Because they all knew Ace's strength. Before Ace joined the Whitebeard pirates, he was invited by the world government to become one of the 7 warlords of the sea. The 3 major forces in the world are the world government, the 4 emperors of the New World, and the 7 warlords of the sea. The fact that Ace was invited by the world government to become one of the 7 warlords of the sea shows his experience. Since the old man pushed this boy out, it means that the old man is also very confident in the boy's strength. This made Marco curious about how strong such a young boy could be. Oh 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 oh. Go. Ace. Don't be defeated by the newcomer. The Whitebeard pirates also cheered for Ace. Hey. This place is too small. Let's go over there. Ace pointed to the island not far away and said to Lu Li. Lu Li saw that the atmosphere had been set off to this point, and it seemed that he had to fight. He really didn't understand what the old man Whitebeard wanted to do. Okay. Everyone followed to the island together. They also wanted to see who this person who was arranged by the old man Whitebeard to be the deputy leader of the Whitebeard pirates was. If the newcomer's strength can be comparable to Ace, then the strength of the Whitebeard pirates will be greatly enhanced. Hey, kid, although I have no grudge against you, I think the position of vice captain of the Whitebeard pirates must belong to brother Marco. What a coincidence, I think so too. Lu Li's words immediately confused Ace. Ace scratched his head and said, It seems that I have misunderstood you, but this fight still has to be fought. I also want to know what strength you have that your father praises you so much. Don't worry, I will show mercy. Thank you very much. At this time, Whitebeard's voice sounded, Ace. You'd better not underestimate that stinky kid Lu Li, he is much stronger than you. What? After hearing what Whitebeard said, Ace's eyes changed when he looked at Lu Li. Lu Li was speechless and thought, Whitebeard, can you please stop adding fuel to the fire? When the Whitebeard pirates heard what their father said, they all looked at Lu Li in surprise. They knew very well what Ace was like. Ace had a very high aptitude and had eaten the strongest type of devil fruit, the natural devil fruit, the flame fruit. Whitebeard said that this boy was much stronger than Ace, which made them a little unbelievable. Huh. Ace's arm burned and turned into a huge flame with a very high temperature. Really? Since Dad said so, it seems that I can't show mercy. Fire fist. Ace stretched his arm to form a huge flaming fist and bombarded Lu Li. Flame. Seeing that Ace was using fire, Erica and the others were no longer worried. Fire had no effect on Lu Li. But Ace's flaming fist was so unexpected, and it was obvious that he was very powerful. Lu Li stood still, raised his right hand, and shouted softly. Crush. Swish. The grid-like substance was fired directly from Lu Li's hand. Ace's fire fist was cut into cubes in front of Lu Li. Then Ace's fire fist disappeared in front of Lu Li. What? Ace's fire fist actually disappeared. What kind of ability is this? Everyone was stunned when they saw this scene. It was also the first time that Whitebeard and several others saw Lu Li use crushing magic, and they were very surprised. Ace's face changed slightly when he saw this. His fire fist was so easily blocked by the opponent. It seemed that the opponent should not be underestimated. Fire gun. Ace pointed his index and middle fingers at Lu Li like a gun, and his fingertips fired a series of small flame attacks at Lu Li. Snap. Lu Li snapped his fingers. A honeycomb magic shield surrounded Lu Li. Boom boom boom. Small flames continuously bombarded the magic shield, but this level of flames did not cause any ripples. What is this? The people in the Whitebeard Pirates have also seen the world, but the moves used by Lu Li made them a little confused. Ace opened his hands and released a large number of small fireflies like fireflies to surround Lu Li's magic shield. Firefly Fire Daruma. Boom. Ace detonated all the small fireballs, causing a strong explosion. What happened? Soon, a sea breeze blew, blowing away the smoke from the explosion. Lu Li still stood there without moving, and the magic shield around her was not damaged at all. Unscathed. I don't believe it. Ace crossed his index fingers to form a cross, aimed at Lu Li, and shot a cross-shaped light from his fingers. The flame shot towards Lu Li along the cross-shaped light. The flame continued to burn on the magic shield, and after a while, it finally burned a small hole in the magic shield. Huh. The magic shield shattered. Crackle. Golden lightning hit Lu Li. A golden lightning appeared around Li's head. Boom. A golden lightning appeared from under Ace's feet and hit Ace. Ah. Ace cried out in pain, and his body quickly turned into flames to avoid the lightning attack. Thunder. Is he also a natural devil fruit user? Crackling. As soon as Ace dodged, a golden lightning fell from the sky, and Ace quickly dodged again. Boom. A big hole was struck on the ground where Ace was just. Lu Li raised his right hand, golden lightning gathered in Lu Li's palm. Lightning shock. A pillar of lightning was released from Lu Li's palm and shot towards Ace. Yang Yan. Ace's arm turned into flames, and a pillar of fire shot out from his palm. Boom. The pillar of lightning and the pillar of fire collided with each other, bursting out a violent explosion. Bang! Ace rushed out of the smoke of the explosion and came to Lu Li. In front of Lu Li. A blazing flame burned on his fist. Fire fist. Ace used his fire fist again, and this time he increased his strength, and the fire fist became even bigger. Snap. Lu Li snapped her fingers again, and the honeycomb-like shield appeared again. Boom. The huge fire fist slammed into the magic shield, and a terrifying explosion suddenly broke out. After a while, the smoke dissipated, and the spherical shield had dense cracks, but it still blocked Ace's fire fist. This guy. Ace felt that Lu Li was very difficult, especially this shield-like thing, the defense was too strong. And this guy had been fighting with him for half a day and had not moved, which made Ace feel even more annoyed. The other party was simply underestimating himself. In this case, flame on the gang. Ace's right arm suddenly spurted out a large amount of flames, forming a large wall of fire, igniting everything around Lu Li. Obviously, he intended to use the high temperature to burn Lu Li. Li was forced out of the shield. At this time, Lu Li's voice sounded. Let's do this, how about we call it a draw? Ace heard Lu Li's words and directly rejected his proposal. Of course not. There is no such thing as a draw in a duel. Either you win or you lose. Suddenly, Whitebeard said, Smelly brats. Stop playing, these stinky brats usually think they are so powerful, let these stinky brats see what a strong person is. Tasaka Rin also shouted, Brother Lu Li, come on. Lu Li couldn't help but smile bitterly when he heard this, knowing that he had to put in some effort. Huh. The magic shield around Lu Li's body shattered and dissipated, exposing him directly to the blazing flames. Just when everyone thought Lu Li was crazy, Lu Li opened his mouth and sucked hard. Swish, swish, swish. The flames around Lu Li's body were all sucked into his mouth like flowing water, and in the blink of an eye, the surrounding flames disappeared completely. When the Whitebeard pirates saw this scene, their jaws dropped to the ground and their eyes were about to pop out. Eat it. Pooh. Monster. Everyone was shocked. That was a flame, and it was a flame with a very high temperature. Normal people couldn't stand it, but this guy actually ate all the flames. Is this guy really a human? Ace was also a little shocked at this time. He is a natural flame fruit ability user. He can turn his whole body into flames and can also create flames through his body, but he can't eat flames. Lu Li wiped the remaining flames from the corner of her mouth and smiled. Thank you for the hospitality. Several people in the chat group showed a prank-like smile on their faces. When they saw Lu Li eat all the flames in the chat group live broadcast, the expressions on these people's faces were not much different. It can't just shock them, it's better to let everyone see it together. 507. 131,313. Ace's speech was a little sluggish at this time. I don't believe it. Fire fist. Ace's arm formed a huge flaming fist again and shot it towards Lu Li. Lu Li didn't dodge or evade this time, nor did he open the shield. Boom. The fire fist hit Lu Li head on. Swish, swish, swish. But in the blink of an eye, all the flames were swallowed by Lu Li. This time Ace was completely dumbfounded. The opponent really swallowed all his flames. His flame fruit was actually ineffective against the opponent. How to fight? But soon, Ace thought of a way. Since the fruit ability didn't work on Lu Li, he would use his fists. When he went to sea, he didn't have the devil fruit ability, but he still made it all the way. Bang! Ace sprayed flames under his feet, and he rushed towards Lu Li quickly, punching Lu Li quickly. Lu Li easily dodged all of Ace's attacks. As this observation hockey. Then Lu Li punched Ace, and Ace didn't dodge or avoid, because he was a natural devil fruit ability user, and physical attacks were ineffective against him. But then, bang! Ah! Brother Ace is very powerful, but you don't have to be discouraged, brother Lu Li is different. Erika and Kanae also agreed with this. They were actually very surprised by Ace's strength. Even though they were so far away, they could clearly feel how terrifying the power of the violent flame was. If it was in the world of God Slayer, with Ace's strength, he could become a God Slayer. If Ace's strength is so strong, how about the strength of Whitebeard? No wonder Daddy doesn't even take the god of disobedience seriously. And that flame, is this the power of the devil fruit that Daddy said? Whitebeard looked at Ace in a muffled voice and said, "Smelly boy, now you know what it means that there are people beyond people and there are heavens beyond heavens. You guys are so proud on weekdays, I will let you know what a real master is. And Ace, I told you a long time ago not to rely too much on the power of the flame fruit. What about this time? You are helpless when you meet someone who completely restrains you, right?" Ace could only bow his head and listen to the lecture. The flame fruit is very versatile, and Ace has devoted most of his energy to developing the power of the fruit. As for hockey, he rarely practices. Whitebeard has told him more than once not to rely too much on the power of the devil fruit. Naturally, he didn't listen much because of his rebellious personality. As a result, after the power of the flame fruit was ineffective against Lu Li, he felt a little light in his heart. Lu Li listened to Whitebeard scolding Ace, and he finally understood. No wonder Whitebeard let him fight Ace even though he knew that the fire had no effect on him. It seems that you are using me to teach Ace. He couldn't help but roll his eyes. But what Whitebeard said was right. The power of the devil fruit is indeed very powerful, but no one can become a strong person just by the power of the fruit. As Kaido said, in this world, only domineering is the strongest. Ace relied too much on the power of the devil fruit, and was finally controlled by Blackbeard. Blackbeard. Lu Li suddenly remembered that Blackbeard seemed to be still on the ship of the Whitebeard pirates. Soon, Lu Li glanced and saw Blackbeard. Should I tell Whitebeard that Blackbeard will betray me in the future? After thinking about it, he decided not to. Not to mention what has not happened yet, even if it really happens in the future, Whitebeard will still be soft-hearted. Why should I be the bad guy? Soon, the banquet started again, this time not on the boat, but on this island. The island is more spacious, and you can make a fire and barbecue, which is more free. Deputy Captain, I toast you a glass. Ace came to Luli 2.7 and raised his glass. Although he lost the fight, he lost with conviction. Don't, that was a joke from Dad. I can't be the vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates. I don't know when I will come here next time. What are you talking about, little brat? I, Whitebeard, always keep my word. When have I ever made a joke? If I say you are the vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates, you are the vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates. No matter where you are the vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates. Or do you look down on my Whitebeard Pirates? Whitebeard glared, as if you don't agree, you look down on me. Marco smiled and said, today is Dad's 70th birthday, just agree. Luli sighed helplessly, oh. Okay. Hearing Luli's agreement, Whitebeard smiled brightly. Gulala. That's right. And you brat, what's that expression on your face? I'm one of the 4 emperors of the New World, the vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates. I don't know how many people want this position but can't get it. Are you still not happy? Of course Luli was not happy. Perhaps the position of the vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates was out of reach for many people. But it was a trouble for him. Luli had a helpless smile on his face. This made Marco curious. Luli's strength was indeed very strong, but it was not so high that his father would praise him so much. You have to know that his father was not an ordinary person, but the title of the strongest man in the world. Looking at the whole world, no one would not tremble when hearing the 3 words, Whitebeard. He also saw that Luli really didn't care about the position of the vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates. What was the identity of this young man? It was unscientific that he was so powerful but unknown in the world. You should know that the Fire Fist Ace, who was defeated by Luli, was also a famous new generation of pirates before he became the captain of the 11th Division II of the Whitebeard Pirates. But he had never heard of Luli's name, and he was very curious about how his father knew these people. Because his father was getting old and his health was getting worse, he was almost accompanying him 24 hours a day. He was sure that his father had never contacted outsiders. But it was obviously not appropriate to ask these doubts now. Whitebeard was very happy to drink and eat meat. He really had his own little tricks in his heart to let Luli become the second in command of the Whitebeard Pirates. He knew his own body well, and he couldn't say when he would die. And what he was most worried about was his sons. These sons of his had enjoyed honors for themselves over the years, but they also took risks. When he was still alive, the world government, the other 4 emperors and some major forces did not dare to take action against them. Once he died, those guys would pounce on him like jackal and completely devour the Whitebeard Pirates. So he needs a guarantee. And this guarantee is Luli. Luli is the most evil kid he has ever seen. He has such strong strength at such a young age. When he grows up, it will be great. If he becomes famous in this world, Luli will not even need to show up in the future, and his sons will also be safe. At this time, in the distance of this island, a navy warship is parked on the sea. Whitebeard, this guy, even at this time, he still cares about the pomp. Garp ate the donuts dissatisfiedly. To be honest, he didn't care at first, but he couldn't help but feel a little jealous when he saw this. Mr. Garp, do you want me to go? Aokiji was also a little unhappy at this time. A group of pirates actually celebrated his birthday so arrogantly in front of his navy admiral. This is simply too much of a disregard for their navy. Even if they can't kill Whitebeard, it's good to ruin his birthday party. Let them be. Whitebeard is not that easy to deal with. If he were that easy, the world government would have dealt with him long ago. The title of the strongest man in the world is not just talk. Suddenly, Pulu Pulu. Pulu Pulu. The phone suddenly rang, and Garp picked up the Den Den Mushi. The head of the Den Den Mushi turned into the appearance of Sengoku of the Navy. Sengoku, what's wrong? Sengoku said with an ugly face. Garp. An intelligence officer reported that Kaido is heading to Whitebeard. You and Aokiji should pay more attention. If anything happens, report it immediately. What? Garp grinned when he heard this. Kaido, that fool, why is he making trouble at this time? If it was just Whitebeard, one of the four emperors, it would be okay, but if two of the four emperors met together, it would make the world government nervous. Are you going to stop it? Aokiji frowned and asked Garp, and he also realized that this problem was very serious. No need. Kaido is a guy who only wants to cause chaos. He came here on Whitebeard's 70th birthday, not to celebrate. Besides, we can't stop it now. Let's wait and see. It would be easier if they both died together. At this time, everyone on the island was happily holding a meeting. Erika, Kanae, Rin Tasaka, Whitebeard and Lu Li. This was the first time the five of them had an offline gathering, so naturally there was a lot to talk about. At this time, a man ran over with a changed expression. Dad. Huh. What's wrong? What's the matter? Why are you so flustered? Kaido the Beast is here with his pirate group. What? Everyone in the Whitebeard pirates looked very unhappy when they heard this. Lu Li raised her eyebrows. She didn't expect that she would not only see Whitebeard this time, but also Kaido. What is this guy doing here at this time? Marco looked very ugly. 990 Who is Kaido the Beast? He is known as the strongest creature in the world, and like his father, he is one of the four emperors of the New World. And unlike his father Whitebeard who is suffering from illness, Kaido the Beast is now in his prime, and his strength is at its peak. Today is his father's 70th birthday, and Kaido the Beast comes here at this time, obviously with bad intentions. Kaido the Beast. Rin Tasaka looked at Whitebeard with curiosity. As a person from Otherworld, she naturally didn't know who Kaido the Beast was. Whitebeard said nonchalantly, nothing, just an annoying guy. Erika noticed the worried expressions of the people around him. Whitebeard Dad, is Kaido the Beast very powerful? Ace was very surprised. Don't you even know Kaido the Beast? Where are you from? Kaido is one of the four emperors of the New World like Dad, but his strength is definitely not as strong as Dad. Marco said with a serious face, Dad, do you want me to stop him? Dad's health is not good, and Kaido can't fight with Dad again, otherwise Dad's health will get worse and worse. Whitebeard waved his hand nonchalantly and said, no need, since he wants to come, let him come. Soon, Kaido brought the three disasters of the Beast's pirates and many pirates under his command to the island. Marco stepped forward with a serious face and asked, Kaido, what are you doing here? Kaido saw Marco's mouth curled up, revealing a slightly ferocious smile. Oh. It's Marco. I admire you very much. Your bird fruit mythical beast phoenix form is the most suitable for our beast's pirates. If you come to my pirate group, I can let you be the deputy leader of my beast's pirates. Kaido cherishes talents very much. Most of the Whitebeard pirates are some wastes. They are all a bunch of messy and early rising sons accepted by the soft-hearted old man Whitebeard. He doesn't look down on them at all. But Marco is different. Marco is a real talent. Not only does he manage the Whitebeard pirates in an orderly manner, but his combat power is also very strong. If the Whitebeard pirates didn't have Marco, Whitebeard's body would have been unable to support it long ago. So he really wants to recruit Marco. Marco looked disdainful. Who wants to go to your beast's pirates? Don't be so confident. Whitebeard is old, and you may die at any time. Instead of following these guys to fend for yourself, you might as well join my beast's pirates, right? Hearing Kaido say this, Marco's face turned ugly. Kaido, if you are here just to say these words, then please leave. Ha ha ha. Don't be so nervous. Just kidding. Isn't this a birthday party for Whitebeard's 70th birthday? As a former partner on the same ship, it's not too much for me to have a drink. Okay, but you can only go alone. No problem. Kaido agreed very straightforwardly. In the past, he had always fought alone. This time, he heard that Whitebeard had gathered all the people in the Whitebeard fleet to celebrate his birthday, so he brought his subordinates to support the occasion. Then please Tilda. Marco led Kaido to the island. The road was full of members of the Whitebeard fleet. The rest of the people looked at Kaido's subordinates warily, especially the three big bosses of the beast's pirates. Drought, Jack said unhappily. Tisk tisk, Whitebeard is really stingy. We all came to celebrate his birthday, but he didn't dare to let us pass. Plague, Quinn didn't care at all. I think it's good. That's the world's strongest man, Whitebeard. I don't want to face him up close. Single quote. Jack, Drought, didn't think it was a big deal. He's just an old man. I heard he's in bad health. What's there to be afraid of? Jin, Flame, shut up. You can look down on anyone, but you can't look down on Whitebeard. That man is old, but at his peak, he is undoubtedly the strongest in the world. The boss has gone. We just need to wait patiently for the signal. Kaido brought the main combat force of his pirate group here. It's obvious that he is not just playing house with Whitebeard. If there is an opportunity, they will destroy the Whitebeard pirates without hesitation. After a while, Kaido was brought to Whitebeard by Marco. Wow. So tall. Rin Tusaka thought that Whitebeard's father was tall enough, but the other party seemed to be taller than Whitebeard's father. Luli also took a closer look at Kaido. Kaido was extremely tall and burly, with black hair, a pair of buffalo-like horns, a long beard, and a dragon scale tattoo on his left arm. His upper body was naked, with an X-shaped scar on his right abdomen, a purple belt hanging on his waist, and 2 gold chains hanging from the bottom of his shirt. He wore dark green wide pants on his lower body, a shimenawa tied around his waist, and a purple fluffy cloak. He looked like a devil in the world. Just standing there gave people a strong sense of oppression. Kanae's face was heavy, so strong. It only took one look to understand that the opponent's strength was absolutely very strong. Erika also nodded solemnly. The pressure from Kaido made her feel as if she was standing in front of a powerful disobedient god. Although Kaido's height was not as huge as the wild boar incarnation she saw at the beginning, she felt that the wild boar incarnation of Veleslana could not withstand a punch in front of this man. As soon as Kaido, the king of beasts, arrived, the atmosphere on the scene became tense. Kaido glanced around and smiled lightly, then sat down on the ground opposite Whitebeard. Brother Whitebeard, long time no see. Whitebeard looked grim. HMPH. Kaido, you really dare to appear in front of me, have you forgotten how you treated Kazuki Oden? Kazuki Oden was Whitebeard's sworn brother, and was later killed by Kaido in a despicable way. This has always been a pain in Whitebeard's heart. But at that time, Kazuki Oden did not return to the Whitebeard pirates as agreed, and it was assumed that he had left the Whitebeard pirates. That was the path he chose, and Whitebeard naturally respected him. So when he later learned that Kazuki Oden was killed by Kaido in a despicable way, he did not attack Kaido. After all, he chose to go to war with Kaido for the 10 people who had left the Whitebeard pirates. This is irresponsible to those sons who have put their lives and property on their shoulders. Kaido smiled nonchalantly. That was all long ago. I wanted to occupy Wano country and he resisted, that's all. After all, we are pirates and I am just following the rules. Whitebeard was so angry that his beard was shaking. Indeed, it was because Kaido followed the rules that he had no reason to attack him. What are you doing here this time? Isn't this brother Whitebeard's 70th birthday? As a younger brother, I naturally came to ask for a glass of wine. After all, this time it is a birthday wine with my brother, and next time I might have to drink the wine that my brother avoids. Quote. What did you say? Minister. All the members of the Whitebeard pirates glared at Kaido, and the impulsive Ace wanted to attack Kaido. Whitebeard shouted at Ace, back off. Hearing what Whitebeard said, Ace reluctantly retreated. Whitebeard said to his men, pour the wine. 2 people carried a large bowl, and the other 2 carried a barrel to pour wine for Kaido. After the wine was filled, Kaido raised the bowl with one hand and drank it all. Ha ha ha. Good wine. Seeing Kaido finish the wine, Whitebeard stood up and said seriously, since the wine is finished, let's start. We should settle some accounts. Kaido smiled grimly when he heard Whitebeard's words, and stood up slowly. Great. I knew that Whitebeard understood me. Kaido certainly didn't come here to celebrate his birthday, he never had such good intentions. He came here to fight Whitebeard, and it would be best if he could kill this old guy. In this case, today is Whitebeard's birthday, and this time next year will be Whitebeard's death anniversary. Whitebeard's head is not only on the minds of other pirates, but also on the minds of few of the 4 emperors. Marco immediately wanted to stop him. As a ship doctor, he knew the condition of his father's body best. It's no problem to fight with ordinary people, but it's bad to fight with Kaido. Suddenly, a voice sounded and said, Dad, today is your 70th birthday. You are still not suitable for action, how about I take your place? Everyone looked at Lu Li when they heard this, and it was Lu Li who just spoke. Li. Everyone in the Whitebeard pirates was incredulous when they heard this, and thought that Lu Li was crazy. Who is Kaido? He is one of the 4 emperors of the New World, with the title of the strongest creature in the world, and is a person who truly stands at the top of the world. Lu Li is indeed quite strong, and even defeated Ace just now, but the gap between Ace and Kaido is too huge. He actually took the initiative to fight Kaido, isn't this looking for death? But what they didn't expect was that Whitebeard didn't refuse at the first time, but hesitated. Seeing Whitebeard's expression, Kaido also looked at Lu Li. Little kid, you actually said you want to fight me, you are so brave. But I'm not interested in you, you'd better go home and drink milk. Ha 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 ha. Seeing that Lu Li was just an underage kid, Kaido didn't take Lu Li seriously at all. Li is not worth mentioning. In his eyes, only Whitebeard and Marco can be in his eyes in the Whitebeard pirates, and the other guys are not worth mentioning at all. Okay. Then let you deal with him. Unexpectedly, Whitebeard actually let Lu Li deal with Kaido, and even sat back on the chair. Kaido's face changed, and he said with an ugly face, Whitebeard. What are you doing? Are you looking down on me? You actually let a brat fight me. Whitebeard smiled and said, Lu Li is not a brat, he is my son. Although he is not old, he is the deputy leader of my Whitebeard pirates. Kaido frowned. Deputy leader. Him. The Whitebeard pirates are divided into 16 teams, each with a captain, but I have never heard of any deputy leader in the Whitebeard pirates. Marco is qualified to be the deputy leader, but who is this kid? He has never heard of him. Boy, are you sure you want to fight me? Of course. Okay. Then I'll kill you first. Then I'll fight Whitebeard. Kaido was a little angry. Whitebeard dared to look down on him so much. He didn't mind killing his son in front of Whitebeard. Let Whitebeard, the old man, send the black man away. Swish. Just as Kaido finished speaking, his body instantly appeared in front of Lu Li, and his huge fist smashed towards Lu Li. Be careful. Marco and Ace didn't expect Kaido, as one of the 4 emperors, to be so unethical and launch a sneak attack on a 14-year-old boy. The two didn't even have time to stop him. Kaido showed a ferocious smile on his face, as if he saw himself beating Lu Li into a meat paste in front of Whitebeard, and Whitebeard regretted it. At this moment, snap. Lu Li snapped his fingers. Swish. A white honeycomb shield instantly appeared around Lu Li's body, protecting Lu Li's body. Boom. The earth shook, and the ground around Lu Li broke apart. Crack, crack. The magic shield around Lu Li's body cracked, but despite the crack, it still blocked Kaido's fist. Huh. Kaido was surprised to see that this little brat Lu Li could actually block his fist. The Whitebeard pirates breathed a sigh of relief when they saw Lu Li blocking Kaido's attack. Swish. Lu Li appeared in front of Kaido in an instant. Kaido was stunned for a moment. Bang. Lu Li punched Kaido in the face. Swish. Kaido's huge body flew backwards. Boom 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 boom. The huge trees were all broken. Scared. All the Whitebeard pirates were shocked when they saw this scene. B. HBA. Knocked away. When Kaido attacked Lu Li just now, almost everyone thought Lu Li was finished. Unexpectedly, Lu Li not only blocked Kaido's attack perfectly, but also knocked Kaido away with one blow. Whitebeard stood up and called out, Boys! All return to the ship. This island is no longer safe. Others don't know, but he doesn't know. The strength of this little brat Lu Li is no less than that of the 4 emperors. Especially if this brat gets angry, the destructive power is super terrifying. In Erika's world, even the god of disobedience destroyed an island. Dad, don't you need to help Lu Li? Marco asked with some concern. Although it was the first time he met Lu Li actually fought for his dad and Kaido. Just based on this point, he already had a very good impression of Lu Li. Whitebeard smiled and said, Don't worry about that brat. Kaido can't do anything to that brat. We'll be in the way if we stay here. What? Everyone couldn't believe what Whitebeard said. That was Kaido, the strongest creature in the world. Whitebeard said Kaido couldn't do anything to Lu Li. Doesn't that mean Lu Li's strength is on par with Kaido's? How is that possible? Tusaka Rin said with a smile. Don't worry. Brother Lu Li is the strongest. Tusaka Rin is now completely a little fan of Lu Li. She thinks Lu Li is the strongest. Erica also said confidently. Lu Li will not lose. Kanae smiled and said, don't look at Lu Li's young age, but he is very strong. No, it should be said that he is very strong. Seeing that several people are so confident in Lu Li, they can't help but wonder what Lu Li's identity is. Even Whitebeard's father trusts his strength so much. Everyone returned to the ship. When passing by the Kaido pirates of the beasts, the big boss of the beasts pirates, the three disasters and others were shocked when they saw Whitebeard appear. Whitebeard glanced at the famous three disasters of the beasts pirates, ignored them, and got on the Biddick. Seeing that Whitebeard did not attack them, the three disasters and everyone in the beasts pirates were relieved. The sense of oppression of the strongest man in the world is still very strong. What's the matter? Why did Whitebeard leave? Where is the boss Tilda? Epidemic Quinn asked a little confused. He almost peed when he saw Whitebeard just now. Didn't the boss come to cause trouble for Whitebeard? Why didn't God show up when Whitebeard left? Drought, Jack said. Is the boss going to be in trouble? Fire, Jin said dissatisfiedly. What are you talking about? Don't you know who the boss is? The person who can kill the boss hasn't been born yet. We'll know when we go and see. Hey, are you asleep? If you are asleep, I'll leave. Lu Li shouted in the direction of Kaido. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Interesting. Very interesting. Brat. That punch just now was very powerful. I haven't felt a punch of this power for a long time. Kaido laughed loudly while lying on the ground, and the sound spread far away. Then Kaido slapped the ground with his palm, causing the ground formation to tremble. Kaido's body flew directly from the ground and drew an arc in the air. Boom. Kaido landed in front of Lu Li's body again, and the ground under his feet shattered. Kaido looked down at Lu Li with admiration in his eyes. Brat, you are very good, but it's a pity to be under the old guy Whitebeard. He no longer has any ambition and strength. Do you want to come to my beast pirates? I can give you the position of deputy leader of the beast pirates, and from now on you will be second to none. Kaido did not fight Lu Li directly, but invited Lu Li. From the punch Lu Li just threw at him, he had already felt that this boy was a talent. No, talent was not enough to describe him. At such a young age, he had such power. As long as he was trained a little, his future would be limitless. It would be a pity to put such a talent in the Whitebeard pirates. He should be his subordinate. Lu Li smiled and shook his head. I am not interested in being anyone's subordinate. The deputy leader of the Whitebeard pirates was just a position forced on me by Dad Whitebeard. For Dad's sake, I just reluctantly agreed. Also, you just said that you are above 10,000 people, maybe you think it will be a supreme honor for others. But it's different for me, it's a humiliation to me. As he said this, Lu Li pointed to the sky with one hand and made a pause gesture with the other hand, and said lightly. I am the only one in the world. Buzz. Kaido's eyes widened when he heard Lu Li's words, and a strong domineering aura emanated from his body. You observe the domineering aura, your understanding is against the sky, you have comprehended the domineering aura. Lu Li was immediately delighted when he heard this. As expected of the most respected teacher Kaido, he gave him a big gift package as soon as he came up. Domineering aura. Whitebeard uploaded the armed aura and the observation aura, but not the domineering aura. It seems that the domineering aura is due to physical reasons, and it is the aura of the chosen person that only one person in a million has. That is, it has the king's qualifications that stand above others. Buzz. Lu Li also exudes a terrifying domineering aura. Boom. The powerful Conqueror Haki collided with each other, causing black lightning to appear between Lu Li and Kaido, and the waves around the island began to surge. Whitebeard pirates. Conqueror Haki collision. Everyone looked at the island in shock when they saw this scene. Ace asked Whitebeard, Dad, does Lu Li also have Conqueror Haki? Whitebeard was also stunned. No, he didn't upload Conqueror Haki either. The main reason is that Conqueror Haki is not like Armament Haki and Observation Haki, which can be cultivated. He only uploaded Armament Haki and Observation Haki. After he uploaded, neither Erika nor Kanae, let alone Tasaka Rin, the three of them learned it. He thought that people who were not in this world could not learn it at all. Until he saw Lu Li learn it, he guessed that it might be because everyone's physique is different, and some worlds can learn Haki. In other words, this brat learned armament hockey and observation hockey, and later awakened conqueror hockey. I knew this brat was evil, but I didn't expect him to be so evil. Whitebeard, what is conqueror hockey? Tasaka Rin blinked her big eyes and looked at Whitebeard in confusion. Erika and Kanae also looked at Whitebeard. They knew armament hockey and observation hockey, but they had never heard of conqueror hockey. Marco explained. You know armament hockey and observation hockey, right? Armament hockey can improve defense and attack power, observation hockey can sense and move with the opponent. These two can be learned through practice, but conqueror hockey is different. This is the hockey of the chosen one who only one person among millions of people has, and it is the king's qualification that stands above others. Rin Tusaka was very happy after hearing this. Does this mean that brother Lu Li has the qualifications of a king? Marco nodded, thinking, this is not as simple as the qualifications of a king, the opponent is the four emperors Kaido. How many people in the world can compete with the four emperors Kaido in conqueror hockey? Erika smiled proudly and said. Lu Li does not have the qualifications of a king, because he is a king himself. After hearing Erika's words, Kanae, Rin Tusaka and Whitebeard all remembered. Lu Li has another identity in Erika's world, that is, the Demon King. The Beast Pirates. Conqueror hockey collision. What's going on? Didn't Whitebeard just leave? Who on the island is colliding with the boss? Plague Disaster Quinn felt a little panicked. This kind of collision obviously has a high level of conqueror hockey with the guy of the boss. I'll go and have a look. Flame Disaster, Jin directly spread his black wings and flew into the sky. In addition to Whitebeard, there is someone who can collide with the boss's conqueror hockey. Could it be Red Hair? Is Whitebeard's birthday a trap? Soon, Jin saw Lu Li confronting their boss, and his eyes widened. Drought Disaster, Jack shouted. Jin, 610, brother. Who is fighting with Kaido boss? Flame Disaster, Jin flew back, still showing an expression of disbelief on his face. Seeing that Jin didn't speak, Quinn couldn't help but ask anxiously, Jin, who is it? Tell me quickly. Is it the old lady Big Mom or the brat with red hair? Jin shook his head. Neither, it's a teenager I've never seen before. Quinn breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, it's good that it's not Big Mom and red hair, wait. You said a teenager. Quinn's face was full of shock. Jack couldn't believe it either. Brother Jin, are you kidding? How can there be a teenager fighting against old Kaido? Jin said seriously. I'm not mistaken, it's indeed a teenager, about 14 or 15 years old, who is now in a domineering collision with Kaido. Hey! Navy fleet. Boom. The sky was changing, and the sea was surging from the island to the surroundings. This change startled Garp, who was taking a nap, and his nose bubble was broken. What's wrong? What's wrong? Are they fighting? This is obviously the effect of the collision of the domineering color domineering. Aokiji frowned and said, no, Whitebeard is on the Moby Dark now. If not Whitebeard, then who is it? Garp's eyes glared. The world government has surveillance on the four emperors. If any of the four emperors moves, they will definitely be discovered. Zhongguo didn't call now, so it was obvious that the person on the island was not Red Hair or Bigmom. Aokiji shook his head. Not sure. This is interesting. If it's not Whitebeard, Red Hair, or Bigmom, then who could it be? In addition to these people, who else can fight against the four emperors Kaido among the pirates? Let's go over and see who is fighting Kaido. This is very important information. On the uninhabited island. Ha 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 ha. Little devil. What a big tone. Am I the only one in the world? This sentence will belong to me from now on. Kaido felt that what Lu Li said was very suitable for him. This sentence was simply born for him. If you have the ability to take it, then take it away. He he he. Not only do I want to take away that sentence, I also want to take you away. I want to completely subdue you. Subdue me. You can try. Try it. But, kid, don't die. Kaido took out the mace hanging from his waist and wrapped the domineering aura around the mace. The mace was wrapped with purple lightning. You have observed the domineering aura entanglement. Your understanding is against the sky, and you have understood the domineering aura entanglement. Lu Li saw the subtitles in her mind and smiled. It really deserves to be Mr. Kaido. It seems that I can learn a lot from Mr. Kaido. At this moment, Kaido suddenly moved. Thunderous Bagua. Kaido swung the mace and swung the lightning-wrapped mace towards Lu Li at a very fast speed. Snap. Lu Li raised her hand and snapped her fingers. Swish. A spherical honeycomb-shaped white magic shield appeared in front of Lu Li. Around Lu Li's body. Crack. Kaido's mace hit the magic shield, and the magic shield that had blocked Kaido's fist shattered instantly, as if it was as easy as tearing a piece of paper. The mace continued to sweep towards Lu Li. Lu Li raised her arms to block in front of her. Bang! The mace hit Lu Li's arms. Lu Li felt an almost irresistible force. Swoosh! Lu Li was hit like a baseball. Boom 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 boom. Big trees were knocked through by Lu Li's body. Finally, the whole person hit the mountain wall, and stopped after knocking a big hole in the mountain wall. Kaido carried the mace on his shoulder. Kid, it doesn't mean that you can compete with me just because you can use the domineering color domineering. In the new world, there are people who can use the domineering color domineering, such as Guozhong Ching. The real domineering uses the domineering color entanglement. Boom! A powerful magic power burst out from the mountain, and the powerful magic power rushed into the sky. What is this? Everyone saw the energy beam that rushed into the sky, but no one understood what it was. Lu Li walked out of the cave. Lu Li shouted, "It's great." Kaido was also very surprised to see that Lu Li did not fall down after being hit by him. Lu Li looked at Kaido in the distance, and his eyes showed a fighting spirit. Then Lu Li stepped hard with both feet. Boom! The rocks under his feet shattered, and Lu Li's body dived towards Kaido at a high speed like a cannonball. Kaido swung his mace and attacked Lu Li again. Lu Li's fist and mace collided in the air, with a small distance of 3.2 in between. Boom! Crack! Crack! Black lightning collided between Lu Li's fist and Kaido's mace. The ground around the two people couldn't help but explode. Kaido's face changed, and he looked at Lu Li in disbelief. This is. You kid actually. Kaido immediately recognized that Lu Li, this is the most advanced use of Conqueror's Haki entanglement. There are many people in the New World who can use Conqueror's Haki, but there are only a handful of people who can use Conqueror's Haki entanglement. This kid in front of him, who looks about 14 or 15 years old, can actually use Conqueror's Haki entanglement. How can Kaido not be surprised? The sky is also changing at this time, and the clouds in the sky are rolling and cracking from the top of the two people to the sides. The sky is cracked. Everyone who saw this scene couldn't help but exclaim. Stinky brat. You are amazing. You learned Conqueror's Haki entanglement at such a young age. Did Whitebeard teach you? Lu Li shook her head. No, you just taught me. Me. Kaido frowned. You mean you learned it just after watching me use Conqueror's Haki entanglement? Don't be kidding. Are you kidding? Anyway, I've already said it. Believe it or not. I'm very grateful to you, Teacher Kaido. Humph. Stinky brat. Do you think you can compete with me like this? Too naive. Kaido raised his mace again and attacked Lu Li, and Lu Li began to fight with Kaido. The two of them went back and forth, constantly attacking each other. In the mutual battle with Kaido, Lu Li's fighting level was unconsciously improving. Boom. The two fought again, and the powerful collision of domineering destroyed everything around them, and black lightning burst everywhere on the island. Who is this guy? He fought Kaido for so long. Quinn was a little scared. When did a tough guy who could fight Kaido for so long appear in the world? Moby Dark. The Whitebeard pirates were also very shocked. They thought Lu Li might have been defeated long ago. Even if Kaido killed them instantly, they would not be surprised at all. But Lu Li could fight Kaido for so long, and it seemed that they were evenly matched. Dad, don't you need to help? Marco asked worriedly. Whitebeard smiled and said, no, neither Kaido nor that kid has shown their true strength. Everyone was shocked when they heard Whitebeard's words. Is he so powerful without showing his true strength? How terrifying is his true strength? Kaido looked at Lu Li and showed a grim smile on his face. Ha 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 ha. Kid, you are good. Really good. This makes me want to conquer you even more. It's not too late to say this until you can beat me. Well, then I'll let you really see my strength. Woo 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 ah 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 ah. Kaido roared with power, and his body jumped up. His body began to change rapidly, and in the blink of an eye, he turned into a huge blue dragon in the air. Dragon. Many people in the Whitebeard Pirates have never seen Kaido in this form. Not to mention Erika and the other two. Dragon. What is this? Dragon is a legend in the world of Kanae and Rin Tasaka, but it is a god in Erika's world. Whitebeard explained. This is Kaido's devil fruit ability. He ate the fish fruit, the mythical beast species, the blue dragon form. Navy battleship. Kaido actually changed into this form. It seems that he is a little serious. Who can make Kaido serious? Garp was a little surprised to see Kaido change into this form. Brother Kaido is serious. The three calamities and others were also shocked to see Kaido transformed into this form. Oh, so handsome. Luli felt very cool when he saw Kaido transformed into the blue dragon. This was the first time he saw a living dragon. Kaido quickly swooped towards Luli, and his huge claws attacked Luli. Luli quickly dodged. Crack! A huge rock was crushed by Kaido's claws like tofu. Luli dodged to the side, and Kaido's huge tail swept towards Luli again, and Luli dodged again. Kaido continued to attack Luli, destroying trees and rocks, forcing Luli to dodge. This won't work. My size is a bit of a disadvantage. It looks like I need to be more serious too. Dragon God Giant Spirit God form. Luli shouted, and his body began to grow rapidly. In the blink of an eye, 10 giants that could not stand on the ground appeared on the uninhabited island. What? Giant? Except for a few people in the chat group, everyone was dumbfounded when they saw the giant that suddenly appeared. The Whitebeard pirates recognized that the giant was Luli at a glance. Could it be that Luli was actually a giant? Quinn was frightened again and his expression was like a emoticon. Flame disaster, Jin said. It's him fighting with Kaido. Everyone looked at Luli carefully and found that although Luli was very huge, he looked only about 14 or 15 years old. Navy warship. All the Navy who saw this scene were also frightened. A dragon suddenly appeared, and then a giant appeared. Is this a monster war? Aokiji said. It looks like that is the one who fought Kaido. Garp was stunned when he saw Luli's appearance and said, so young. Indeed, anyone can see that although Luli's body is huge, he looks too young. At such a young age, he has mastered the king's color entanglement and can even fight Kaido without losing. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he would definitely not believe it even if others said it. 890 Lu. After Lee grew bigger, he punched Kaido in the face while Kaido was still surprised. Boom. Ah. Kaido couldn't help but scream at the powerful force. It hurt so much. He hadn't felt this kind of pain for a long time. Boom. Kaido's body fell down, crushing large tracts of trees and rocks in the forest. Luli bent down and grabbed Kaido's tail. What do you want to do, little brat? Kaido had a bad feeling when he saw Luli grab his tail. Luli smiled evilly and spun quickly. Kaido's body was also turned around by Luli like a windmill. Little brat. Stop right now. Stop. Okay. Luli stopped and started to swing left and right. Boom 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 boom. Luli grabbed Kaido's tail and threw him to the ground. Ah. Boss Kaido. Drought. Jack saw that Kaido was being treated like this, and immediately wanted to rush up to help. But he was grabbed by Quinn. What are you doing? Go save the boss. Does the boss need you to save him? Hurry up and leave this island. No wonder Whitebeard and the others ran away. If we don't run, we might all be in trouble. Quinn said and ran to the ship. Although it is unknown where this giant-like little monster came from, it is a big crisis for their beasts pirates. This kid who came out of nowhere can actually fight Boss Kaido to a draw, and there is Whitebeard over there. If Whitebeard takes action against them, it is very likely that they will all be buried here. Brother Jin. Jack looked at Jin. Quinn is right. The Whitebeard pirates are nearby, and the Navy is watching from afar. We can't easily get involved, and Kaido will not be defeated. Jin said with a firm look. Kaido is known as the strongest creature in the world. This injury is nothing to Kaido. Navy battleship. This is really a rare scene. Watching the scene of the giant fighting the Azure Dragon, Garp was a little rich. Aokiji's face was also very serious. An unknown guy who beat the 4 emperors Kaido like this should not be underestimated. If I guessed correctly, the giant might be a member of the Whitebeard pirates. The Whitebeard pirates have such a strong man, this situation is too bad. The world government will not allow the birth of a new pirate king. Stinky brat. That's enough. Kaido roared, his body quickly bent, and his dragon claws grabbed Lu Li's face. Snap. Before the dragon claws could grab Lu Li, a big hand grabbed Kaido's head first. Then it poured down fiercely. Boom. The earth exploded, and the entire island was shaken. Hiss. Everyone couldn't help but take a breath of cold air when they saw this scene. The blue dragon that was beaten violently was Kaido, the beast. Isn't this brat too violent? Whitebeard couldn't help but smack his lips when he saw Lu Li being so violent. Tasaka Rin's eyes lit up. Come on. Brother Lu Li. Good job. Tasaka Rin threw a left hook and a right hook, also looking very violent. Kaido grabbed Lu Li's arms with both hands, and his body quickly wrapped around Lu Li's body. He planned to use his dragon body to strangle Lu Li to death. Lu Li's body quickly shrank when he saw this, making Kaido's wrapping fall in vain. After getting rid of Lu Li's hand, Kaido quickly flew into the sky and kept a long distance from Lu Li, fearing that he would be caught by Lu Li again. Kaido looked at Lu Li on the top of the island rock with a vigilant look. The power of this kid's jauntization was too strong. If it weren't for his strong physical fitness, he would have been killed by that kid long ago. Lu Li also sighed in his heart at this time. Kaido, who is known as the strongest creature in the world, is really tough. The dragon god and giant spirit god form is his strongest form. Lu Li is a very picky eater. Only magic that is strong enough will be integrated into his magic system. Although he did not output magic power at full strength, it was not something that others could bear. Stinky kid. I admit that I underestimated you, but everything is over here. Disappear completely. If Kaido still had the idea of surrendering Lu Li before, he has now completely abandoned this idea. Not to mention that this guy is so young and has such strength. If I give this brat a few more years, I may not be able to suppress him, and then I will be the one in danger. On the other hand, just based on the shame that this brat brought to me just now, this guy must die. Kaido began to accumulate power in his mouth, and the terrifying energy gathered in Kaido's mouth. Lu Li saw Kaido accumulating power and immediately recognized that this was Kaido's famous reward for the 12 hot breaths. To be honest, with his own magic, the hot breath can't cause any harm to him. If he doesn't mind it being dirty, this thing can also replenish his magic and add buff. But he doesn't like this kind of fire spit out from other people's mouths. Let alone replenishing magic, he thinks it's dirty when it falls on himself. Lu Li took a deep breath, as if he had sucked out all the air around his body, his chest bulged high, and his body swelled up. Lu Li gathered magic power in his throat. Hot breath. Roar of the dragon god. Kaido's mouth spurted out a stream of hot breath, shooting at Lu Li on the island. Lu Li also spurted out a violent firestorm, shooting at Kaido in the air. The two powerful forces collided in midair. The two flames fought and entangled in the air, constantly expanding, looking like a sun that was constantly expanding. Everyone who saw this scene was dumbfounded. It's okay for Kaido's blue dragon to spit out such a terrifying flame. You, Lu Li, are a human. How can you spit out such a powerful flame? Then, everyone saw the expanding sun and felt that something was wrong. The next second, boom, the expanding sun exploded horribly in the air. The terrifying impact spread to the surroundings. Kaido's huge body was blown up into the sky by the explosion. Diqian Jiao. The trees on the island were all broken, the earth and rocks were destroyed. Lu Li activated the magic shield in time to block the impact of the explosion. The powerful impact caused a huge wave and spread to the surroundings. Huge wave. Everyone was terrified by the huge wave. Whitebeard clenched his fist, and a white light shield covered his fist. Then Whitebeard punched forward with force. Crack, crack. Dense cracks appeared in the air. The huge waves rushing towards Whitebeard's fleet were all shattered. Wow. Dad is so powerful. Tasaka Rin immediately flattered Whitebeard when she saw him showing his power. It was also the first time for Erika and Kanae to see Whitebeard take action. Although they knew that Dad was very powerful, they didn't expect him to be so strong. When Whitebeard heard Rin Tasaka flattering him, he felt very comfortable. Kaido, that brat, I'm old now. If I were young, if this brat dared to show off, I would have knocked him down with one punch. Ace said. That's not the problem, Dad. That guy spewed out a pillar of fire just like Kaido. That guy can also use a shield, swallow flames, grow bigger, and spit fire. What kind of devil fruit did he eat? Ace ate the flame fruit, but he was sure that his fire fist was nothing compared to Kaido's heat breath. He would definitely be killed in one touch. Others also looked at Whitebeard curiously. Indeed, any kind of power that Lu Li showed could be said to be the power of a devil fruit, but everyone knew that only one devil fruit could be eaten. Eating two would kill people. Whitebeard didn't know whether he should say it or not, and he didn't know how to explain it even if he said it. After all, he didn't know what magic was. Erika said. Lu Li didn't use the power of the devil fruit, he used 517, which is magic, a supernatural power similar to the devil fruit. The only difference is that magicians can only learn magic if they are born with magic power. Everyone was confused after hearing Erika's explanation. The Beast's pirates. Everyone in the Beast's pirates panicked. All of them are devil fruit users. If they crash into the sea, they will die. Jin flew up directly, and the flames on his body were wrapped around the samurai's sword. Fire Dragon Emperor. Jin shot out a dragon-shaped flame through the sword. Boom. The huge waves that rushed over were directly evaporated by this dragon-shaped flame, and the battleship of the Beast's pirates was blocked. Oh. As expected of Brother Jin. It's really awesome. Everyone in the Beast's pirates was flattering Jin. Jin's face was very serious. Who on earth was that boy? He could actually fight Kaido on equal terms. Navy warship. And not just a small part of it, but the entire sea was frozen. Such a big movement naturally caught the attention of everyone on the sea. The sea is frozen. It's Aokiji. It's Admiral Aokiji. Such a signature ability makes everyone know who did it immediately. Aokiji. Erika and the others were also shocked to see the sea frozen, but obviously they didn't know who Aokiji was. Marco explained. He is one of the 3 admirals of the Navy headquarters, a user of the ice fruit ability, very powerful, and you can't imagine he is here too. Single quote. Marco also noticed that these people seemed to have some special powers, but they seemed to know nothing about this world. The 4 emperors Kaido didn't know, and the admirals of the Navy didn't know either. I really don't know where they came from. The Beast Pirates. Aokiji. Jin frowned. Is the admiral of the Navy here too? Although I knew that the world government would definitely not let it go, I didn't expect that the one sent was Aokiji. Whitebeard and Aokiji made the situation even more complicated. Kaido quickly regained his balance, and he looked at the Lu Li. Kid, what devil fruit did you eat? I didn't eat any devil fruit. Impossible. How could you exert such special power if you didn't eat a devil fruit? It's simple, because I was born with power. Born. Kaido thought of his subordinate, Flame Disaster, Jin, it looks like you are also a special race. But, even if you are special, the result is doomed. Although you can grow bigger, you can't fly, so you are just a target. Tornado. Kaido's dragon body made a circular rotation like a gyroscope, generating several huge tornadoes, rolling towards Lu Li. Wherever the tornado passed, trees and the earth were destroyed. A little away from the toes, the body quickly rushed into the air. Too naive. Bad wind. Kaido saw Lu Li rushing into the sky, and quickly spurted out a powerful wind blade from his mouth. Dragon God 6-winged seraph form. Swish. 3 pairs of huge white wings spread out from behind Lu Li. Lu Li's body moved quickly in the dense wind blades and rushed towards Kaido. In the blink of an eye, Lu Li rushed in front of Kaido. He punched Kaido's face, and his fist became bigger and bigger. Bang. Yu. Lu Li grabbed Kaido's horns with both hands, and a perverted sense of satisfaction emerged. Is this considered riding a dragon? This feeling is so great. Lu Li couldn't help but have an idea in his mind. It would be great if someone took a photo of him at this time. Stinky brat. Get down here. No. Kaido quickly lowered his head and grabbed Lu Li with his claws. Lu Li punched Kaido's head. Boom. Boom. The whole island shook violently, and large areas of the ground exploded. The shock spread to the surroundings, and the frozen sea around the island also broke into pieces. Boss Kaido. The Beast's pirates all exclaimed when they saw this scene. Everyone looked in disbelief. That was Boss Kaido. When had they ever seen the boss being pressed to the ground and rubbed? At first they thought the two sides were evenly matched, but then they found that it seemed that their boss was always being beaten. Don't panic. Boss Kaido will not lose. Flame disaster, Jin shouted loudly. Jin has followed Kaido for the longest time and knows Kaido's strength. Kaido's strongest point is not his attack power, but his defense. As long as the battle lasts long enough, the final victory will definitely belong to Kaido. Whitebeard Pirates. Moby Dark. Vice Captain Lu Li. Beat him. Vice Captain Lu Li. Kill that Kaido guy. In contrast, the Whitebeard Pirates cheered, and many people were excited and screaming. When Whitebeard announced that Lu Li was the vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates, no one agreed. Even if Lu Li defeated Ace, they felt that Lu Li was not qualified. Because in the Whitebeard Pirates, besides Whitebeard, the most reliable man has always been Marco. But now they have completely abandoned their previous ideas and started to cheer for Lu Li. If anyone said that Lu Li was not worthy of being the vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates before, they would give him a thumbs up. Now if anyone says that Lu Li is not worthy, they will get angry with him immediately. If Lu Li is not worthy, then who else is worthy? How many people in the world can press Kaido to the ground and rub him? Even the Whitebeard they admire the most may not be able to do it. But they were too excited to watch the fight between Lu Li and Kaido. Pirates never have a good relationship with each other. Especially for a pirate group like them whose target is the Pirate King. All pirates are enemies. The Beast's pirates often harass their Whitebeard pirates, which makes them hate them very much. Pirates are all hot-tempered and have long wanted to kill them. Navy battleship. The soldiers on the Navy side were all scared. If it weren't for the legendary Navy hero Garp and Navy Admiral Aokiji here, they would have run away without looking back. Of course, now the sea is frozen, and it's a bit difficult for them to run. Then, that kid is a monster. Garp opened his mouth wide, unable to believe that Kaido was beaten so hard that he had almost no power to fight back. Aokiji's face was also very serious. The combat power shown by Lu Li was too strong. It was already troublesome enough for the Whitebeard pirates to have a Whitebeard. Now there is another Lu Li, the situation has become more troublesome, and he hates trouble the most. Lu Li flew over Kaido. There was a huge fist mark in the middle of the island, and Kaido was in the middle of the fist mark, with his entire body embedded in the ground. Lu Li shouted to Kaido below, "Hey! Teacher Kaido, if you don't get up, I will continue to attack." Kaido opened his eyes upon hearing this, and stared at Lu Li fiercely. This little fox was too cunning, and didn't even give him a chance to sneak attack. Stinky boy, don't think you're sure to win. I can fall down countless times, but you only need to fall down once and it's over. Huh. This is the first time I've heard someone talk about being knocked down so fresh and refined. Stinky kid, don't be so arrogant. Kaido roared, and his body began to change, and his huge body began to shrink slowly. In the blink of an eye, he turned into a human beast form. Looks like a human, almost all of his body except for the abdomen is covered with dragon scales, blue dragon scales, hands and feet are like dragon claws, and there is a slender dragon tail behind him. It looks very majestic and domineering. In the human beast form, it has both the agile and fast movement of the human state and the various natural attacks of the dragon form. It is a balanced form that is very suitable for fighting. Songyu will only use it when Kaido is fighting seriously. Then Kaido untied the wine gourd around his waist, and then poured wine into his mouth in big gulps. Pooh hey 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 hey. After drinking the wine, Kaido suddenly became like a drunkard, crying and laughing while drunk. Hey! If you can't drink, don't drink. Has anyone ever told you that you have a low alcohol tolerance? I feel embarrassed to beat up a drunkard like this. Puff. Hee hee, big idiot. Woo. Huh. Lu Li's whole body was burning with blazing high-temperature flames. This terrifying temperature made the drunk Kaido slightly stunned. Hiccup tilde tilde. What's your move, kid? Dragon God Transformation Flame Dragon God Mode. In the past, Dragon God Transformation only had one fire attribute, but now it has an additional thunder attribute, so Lu Li separated the two. Are you a dragon too? Thinking carefully, the ability used by this kid is indeed somewhat similar to his own. Lu Li smiled and said, "No, I usually kill dragons. This magic evolved from dragon slaying magic, so it naturally belongs to the dragon slaying series. He he he. Dragon slaying. Then let me see who will slay whom. Drunken dragon Bagua drunken wheel thunder. Bang. Kaido held the mace tightly with both hands and raised it high, rushing to Lu Li. Invite Naraku. Kaido swung the mace and smashed it towards Lu Li. Lu Li raised her left arm with one hand to block it. Bang. Kaido's mace hit Lu Li's arm. Crack, crack. The black lightning produced by the collision of the conqueror's haki continued to burst between the two. Lu Li stepped hard with her right foot. The ground under her feet was cut into cubes like a spider web, greatly alleviating the impact of Kaido's attack. This is the crushing magic from Uncle Gildarts, which can now be fully used by Lu Li in battle. Huh. Kaido, who was drunk, was a little confused when he saw that Lu Li was not knocked down by his move. This feeling was very bad for Kaido, just like two people were playing tug of war together, but you suddenly let go. You watched the drunken wheel thunder Yin Naraku. Your understanding is against the sky. You have understood the drunken wheel thunder Yin Naraku. Seeing the subtitles in his mind, Lu Li smiled. Although he already has a lot of fighting moves, who would dislike knowing more? Lu Li compressed a large amount of flames and wrapped them around his right fist. Iron Fist of the Flame Dragon God. While Kaido was still not recovered, Lu Li hit Kaido's abdomen with 10 punches. 097. Bang. Woo. Boom 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 boom. Everything was destroyed wherever it passed. Ah. Don't come near me. Uoo tilde tilde tilde. You bad guy. Stay there honestly. Kaido's body returned to the human beast form again. Uoo. You big bad guy. You hurt me. I'm going to teach you a lesson. Thunder Bagua. Kaido rushed to Lu Li quickly, and the huge mace swept across Lu Li's body. Lu Li stood in place, raised his left foot high, and then stepped down hard, and his legs quickly grew longer and bigger. Bang! Lu Li stepped the mace into the ground with one foot, and then Lu Li swept with his right foot. The right leg and right foot also grew longer and bigger quickly. Snap! Lu Li swept Kaido's right foot across his face. Uoo! Kaido screamed and fell to the right side of his body. Bang! Kaido stepped on the ground with his right foot to stabilize his body. Bang! Before Kaido finished speaking, Lu Li kicked Kaido again. Boom! This time, Kaido's face hit the ground directly. I finally got drunk, won't you make me sober like this? Suddenly, Kaido's tail quickly wrapped around Lu Li's legs to prevent Lu Li from dodging. He felt that this brat was very fast after being beaten for a long time. Even his own observation haki could only barely predict it. Sometimes, even if you predict it, it's useless if you can't keep up with your speed. Gundali Ryusei. Kaido wrapped his conqueror's haki around the mace and quickly swung it wildly at Lu Li. You have observed Gundali Ryusei. Your understanding is against the sky, and you have comprehended the dragon god Ryusei. 1. Dragon god Red Lotus Flame Dragon Fist. Lu Li's arms and fists became huge, and at the same time wrapped in blazing flames. Boom 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 boom. Oh 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 oh. Oh ah 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 ah. Both of them roared loudly and kept hitting each other. At this time, it was no longer a question of perception or not, but a question of who was the first to give up as a man. In terms of the ability to withstand beatings, Kaido has never been defeated by anyone. Both of them were hit on the body and face by the other party. Both sides had some wounds and blood on their faces and bodies. The flames on Lu Li's body became stronger and stronger. Kaido couldn't stand it anymore at this time. The fist of this stinky brat was accompanied by flames, and the temperature was extremely high. When he was beaten, in addition to the blows of the fists, he also felt the pain of being burned by the flames, and now the temperature was getting higher and higher, and he was getting more and more painful. He was screaming in pain. And this stinky brat was too resistant to beatings. Seeing that Lu Li's flames were getting stronger and stronger, Kaido finally couldn't stand it anymore. No, he couldn't continue with this stinky brat. Kaido's tail let go of Lu Li's legs. Lu Li's feet broke free from the restraint of Kaido's tail. Lu Li stepped hard. Complete decomposition. The ground instantly collapsed into cubes, which also made Kaido's body lose balance instantly, and the two fell to the ground together. Hot breath. The roar of the fire dragon god. The two opened their mouths and attacked each other. Boom. A huge explosion broke out between the two people. Boom 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 boom. The strong impact separated the two people to both sides, and the ground was constantly smashed by the bodies of the two people. Vajra Dysphoros. Swinging the mace hard, a column of stick energy was launched at Lu Li. You have observed the Vajra Dysphoros, your understanding is against the sky, and you have comprehended the Vajra Dysphoros. Lu Li swung his palm hard and hit the stick energy away. Boom 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 boom. The stick energy destroyed a gap in the ground. Swoosh. 3.4 Kaido took advantage of this time to jump high and appeared in Lu Li, holding the mace tightly with both hands and raising it high above his head. Kaido showed a ferocious smile on his face. Roaring Thunder Bagua. Kaido smashed the mace from top to bottom towards Lu Li's head. You have observed the Roaring Thunder Bagua, your understanding is against the sky, you have comprehended the Roaring Thunder Bagua. Lu Li also showed a smile on her face. Crackling. A thick golden lightning rose from the ground. Boom. The golden lightning hit Kaido. Whoa! Kaido was shocked by the high-voltage electricity and kept screaming. However, this high-voltage electricity is nothing to Kaido, but the feeling of being electrocuted is still very uncomfortable. The most important thing is the picture. Kaido's body was twitching from the electric shock. Lu Li stepped forward and her body began to grow slowly. Kaido was immediately frightened when he saw Lu Li's body growing bigger, and his body couldn't help but step back. He was particularly frightened by Lu Li's giant form. The power of that form was so terrible that even he felt a little overwhelmed. As a result, Lu Li didn't attack him at all, but bent down to pick up Kaido's mace that fell on the ground. Smelly kid, what are you doing with my 8 fasts? Kaido was a little puzzled. Nothing, just playing with it. Dragon God Thunder Dragon God mode. Lu Li switched the flame to lightning. Boom. Lu Li's body was surrounded by golden lightning. This scene made Kaido's pupils shrink suddenly. Smelly kid. How many abilities do you have? Why does this stinky kid feel like he can use multiple abilities just like himself? Not much, just a little bit, this time it's really gone. Crackle crackle. Lu Li wrapped the golden lightning and 11 domineering haki around the mace. Ms. What? Kaido couldn't help but widen his eyes when he heard Lu Li's words. Gossip. Lu Li's body turned into a golden lightning and instantly appeared in front of Kaido, and the mace in his hand smashed towards Kaido's face. Bang. Whoa! Kaido quickly dodged when he saw this. Boom. A big hole was blasted out of the rock behind Kaido. You guy. Kaido was sure this time that this brat had actually learned his moves. Don't be so arrogant. Kaido roared and his body turned into a blue dragon again and flew into the sky. Boom. Suddenly, the sky was covered with clouds. Crack crack. Dense lightning and thunder moved in the clouds. Boom. A thick column of falling lightning fell from the sky and fell towards Lu Li's position. When Lu Li saw the falling lightning, his eyes lit up, and he didn't dodge or avoid it. His head suddenly became big, looking like a big-headed doll. Then Lu Li opened his mouth wide. The huge column of lightning fell right into Lu Li's mouth. Lu Li opened his mouth and ate all the falling lightning. All the pirates, Navy, Kaido, Whitebeard, and Erika who saw this scene were all dumbfounded, their jaws dropped to the ground, and their eyes popped out. The Whitebeard pirates had seen Lu Li eat Ace's flames, and they already felt that Lu Li was a monster. Unexpectedly, Lu Li could not only eat flames, but also lightning. Whitebeard glared. This brat has such a good appetite. Ace complained. Is this a good appetite? This guy is simply a monster. Tasaka Rin. Brother Lu Li can also eat lightning. Is that thing delicious? Malco sweated. This is no longer a question of whether it tastes good or not. Vice Captain Lu Li can devour fire and lightning, which means that all abilities related to fire and lightning are ineffective for him. What a terrible ability this is, Marco couldn't help but tremble when he thought about it. Flame and lightning are extremely powerful types of natural devil fruits. His own devil fruit is the bird fruit mythical beast phoenix form. The main use is blue flame, which should also be ineffective against Lu Li. There is also Admiral Akainu of the Navy headquarters, whose magma fruit is not effective against Lu Li. Li may not have much effect. Navy warship. This kid, is a monster. He is definitely a monster. Garp has lived for so many years, and he has seen all kinds of big scenes. He once defeated the Rocks pirates in the Valley of Gods and hunted down the Pirate King in the New World. But the scene in front of him was still beyond his cognition. Aokiji's eyes also showed an unconcealed shock. The Beast's pirates. Everyone in the Beast's pirates was shocked. Crackling. Luli turned into a golden lightning and rushed towards Kaido in the air, and recondensed on top of Kaido's head. Luli raised the mace high with both hands, and the lightning in the sky was pulled down by the mace. The mace merged with Luli's own golden lightning and became several times more wooden after 10 times. Roaring thunder. Gossip. Luli smashed the mace in his hand towards Kaido's head. That is Kaido's move. How is this possible? The moves that the Beast's pirates saw Luli perform were Kaido's favorite moves. Stinky Brat 417. I've been waiting for you. Hot breath. Kaido blew hot breath at Luli, but Luli ignored it, and the hot breath hit Luli's body. This time, his hot breath finally hit the opponent. Kaido thought his hot breath had killed Luli. Bang. The hot breath dissipated. Luli appeared in front of Kaido with flames and lightning wrapped around her body. What? Kaido couldn't believe that this guy was hit by his hot breath and was not hurt at all. Bang. Kaido's head was hit by the mace. Ah. Papa. So cool. Brother Luli. Tosaka Rin clapped her hands excitedly. Whitebeard curled his lips. This brat is a bit too showy. He is the strongest man in the world, Whitebeard. He has never said, I am the only one in the world. Such a showy word. Of course, he really wanted to say this in his heart. Navy battleship. This kid is more arrogant than rocks. Garp looked at Luli and was also impressed by Luli. Aokiji frowned and asked, did Kaido get killed like this? If Kaido was really killed so easily, he would not be Kaido. However, even if he was not killed, this guy must have felt bad. But I haven't seen Kaido get beaten so badly in a long time. Garp looked like he was watching the fun and continued to put donuts in his mouth. Then how to deal with this boy? What do you mean how to deal with him? How can we deal with him? Don't underestimate him subconsciously because he is young. He is more troublesome than Kaido and Whitebeard. No, to be more precise, he is more troublesome than all the 4 emperors. Although I don't know where this kid came from, nothing happened before, so there will be no problem for the time being. Keep watching. No matter which one it is, the whole world will be shaken from today. The Beast's pirates. Boss Kaido. Everyone in the Beast's pirates exclaimed. No. No way. Boss Kaido won't be killed just like that, right? Drought. Jack was a little panicked at this time. Fire. Jin scolded. Shut up. How could Boss Kaido be killed just like that? Luli played with the mace, 8 fasts, taken from Kaido. Although this weapon has not yet been ranked among the supreme great swords, it is not far away. Normally, as long as Kaido does not die, he will be ranked among them sooner or later. This weapon is not bad, I'll take it. The mace disappeared in Luli's hand and was received by Luli in his portable magic space. This is the dressing magic he learned from Urza. He does not use any magic weapons and equipment on weekdays, so it is quite practical to use it as a space ring. Luli looked at Kaido who was still motionless. Dead. Then I'll be a good person and cremate you. Luli raised his right hand high. Huh. A beam of fire shot out from his palm. Then the fire quickly expanded, forming a huge fireball with a diameter of more than 10 meters. The air around the terrifying pyrometer was distorted. Dragon God, Great Flame Emperor. Luli threw the huge fireball in his hand downward. Kaido didn't move until the Great Flame Emperor was about to reach him, and then he opened his eyes instantly. Bad wind. Kaido opened his mouth and spit out a huge wind blade. Swish. The fireball was cut in half in midair. Boom boom. The split fireball fell on the ground on both sides of Kaido, blowing out 2 large courtyards on the ground. Kaido's forehead was bleeding, and he looked at Luli fiercely. This little brat was too treacherous and didn't give him a chance to sneak attack. Boy, I admit that your ability is very strong, but you can't dominate the world just by relying on ability. This world has its own rules. For example, Roger is not a person with ability. Only domineering. Can you be above everything? Kaido said to Luli. Hockey. Luli slowly closed her eyes in the air. Kaido saw Luli closed her eyes at this time and didn't know what this little fox was doing. He didn't dare to act rashly. You began to try to merge the domineering and magic power. Your understanding is against the sky. You have created a new ability. Please name it. Just call it, God's power shakes the world. Dragon God the power shakes the world was named successfully. Lu Li opened his eyes suddenly. A terrifying force similar to domineering spread from Lu Li's body to the surroundings. Boom. The dark clouds in the sky were shattered in an instant, because wherever they passed, it was like an invisible wave. Crack, crack. The sky shattered, the earth boiled, and the sea was silent. Every creature fell down wherever the power passed. On the Whitebeard pirates, Rin Tasaka, Erika, and Kanae fainted almost instantly. Only a few people in the entire pirate group remained awake, and even those who were awake were trembling with fear. This feeling. Ace, who possessed the domineering aura of the Overlord, was now slumped on the ground, gasping for air. So terrifying domineering aura. Marco's legs were trembling, and his face couldn't help but reveal a look of fear. Whitebeard, sitting on a chair, looked at Lu Li in the distance in disbelief, and his hands couldn't help but tremble slightly. Fear. He hasn't felt this way for a long time. He almost forgot what fear was. Navy battleship. The only ones who could stay awake here were Garp and Aokiji. The bodies of the two people were also trembling slightly like Whitebeard. The beast's pirates. Except for the three disasters, all of them were foaming at the mouth and passed out. Drought. Jack knelt on the ground, his body trembling constantly. Plague. Quinn curled himself up into a Nord's meat ball, his face pale. Flame. Jin, who was in the best condition, was also a little unstable at this time. These people were just the aftermath, and the one who really bore the brunt was Kaido, who was closest to Lu Li. Kaido's huge dragon body was trembling like a poor bug at this time. Kaido looked at his trembling hands. What is this? KMA. EXLAMA. Don't joke. Kaido roared loudly, and his body burst out with powerful domineering aura, trying hard to drive away his own fear. But no matter how he released his domineering aura, the fear in his heart was always lingering. Oh. The terrifying high-temperature flames wrapped around Kaido, as if he was covered with lava, and finally dispelled the fear in Kaido's heart. The ground around Kaido began to melt and turned into magma, and the earth was boiling. Even the ice around the island began to melt rapidly. Lu Li smiled in the air and said, "Not bad. You are really worthy of being teacher Kaido. This look is much more handsome than before." Lu Li's smiling and careless look was completely underestimated by Kaido, which made Kaido even more angry. Kaido's face was ferocious and he roared loudly. "Kid, who do you think you are? Who do you think I am? In this world, no one can defeat me. Not in the past, not now, and not in the future." Kaido's huge flaming dragon body circled and wandered on the island, obviously ready to go. "Really? Then I really want to try it." Lu Li's expression also became serious. This time he came to the world of One Piece. It was not in vain. Not only did he learn the Conqueror Haki, but he also fought against a strong man like Kaido. For him, it was a huge gain. Dragon God Flame Dragon God Mode. Boom. The magic power on Lu Li's body soared into the sky. A blazing flame appeared on Lu Li's body. Lu Li pointed his right index finger and middle finger to the sky. Whitebeard's face changed instantly when he saw Lu Li's posture. This brat, is he going to use that move? Which move? Ace and Marco saw Whitebeard's face and knew that Lu Li was definitely going to use a big move. Buzz. 18 red magma-like flames appeared in the 6 directions of Lu Li's fingers, up, down, left, right, front and back. A flame appeared in the center of the magic circle, and then quickly rotated to condense a fireball the size of a ping-pong ball. Huh. Almost at the moment the fireball appeared, a terrifying heat wave appeared. The sea frozen by Aokiji was instantly thawed. It's so hot. So hot. The terrifying high temperature made all those who fainted due to Lu Li's domineering color wake up at this moment. What's wrong? Is it on fire? Everyone felt that they were about to be ignited. What is that? Everyone looked towards the island. They saw a huge magma dragon hovering over the island. Just above the magma dragon, a person was holding a fireball. No, it was not a fireball, it should be said that it was a small sun. This was the first thought that came out of everyone's heart when they saw the fireball. It's that. Erika, Kanae, and Tasaka Rin also recognized the move used by Lu Li. The move that Lu Li used to kill the god in Erika's world left them with an extremely deep impression. Whitebeard waved his hand and shouted loudly, "All ships! Retreat far away immediately." Others didn't know what was going on, but they immediately and unconditionally executed the old man's order. What's more, they were really a little too hot at the moment. The Navy saw that Whitebeard had run away, and they also hurriedly retreated. Run! Run! Plague Quinn commanded everyone to speed up their escape. Both their boss Kaido and the Monster Kid were obviously already going all out. The power accumulated before the attack was so terrifying, and what would the power be when it really exploded? He didn't even dare to think about it, for fear that he would be dragged in and die. Kaido's body was tightly coiled together, and the fireball above Lu Li's finger also expanded to the size of a basketball. Although the fireball didn't look big, no one dared to underestimate it when they saw it. No, they didn't dare to look directly at it. Looking directly at the sun would burn your eyes. Oh. Rising Dragon Flame Bagua. Kaido rushed towards Lu Li in the air quickly, with his head wrapped in Conqueror's haki, and hit Lu Li with the strongest impact. Lu Li said indifferently, "Dragon God Merciless Sun." Throwing the Merciless Sun in his hand towards Kaido below. The Merciless Sun and Kaido's head collided in the air. Boom. The terrifying heat wave and impact spread rapidly around. Kaido roared, trying to smash the sun. But the sun continued to expand, and every expansion would bring a terrifying impact, gradually pressing his body down. Moreover, he felt as if his body was burning, and the terrifying heat made him feel that the real sun was colliding with him. Finally, Kaido couldn't bear it. Whoa! SU-5. It disappeared. Everyone screamed in fear. Even the people in the chat group were shocked. Although they had seen it in the chat group live broadcast, the feeling of seeing it in person and in the live broadcast was completely different. Navy battleship. This is going to change. Garp was also a little scared. Such a powerful figure appeared in the Whitebeard pirates. The world's pattern may change. Mr. Garp, do you want to? Aokiji was also shocked when he saw this scene. At the same time, he also felt an extremely huge threat from Lu Li. Now that Boy and Kaido have experienced a great battle, if we act now, there is a high probability that we can keep that boy. If we miss this opportunity, I don't know how much it will cost to keep this boy. Garp shook his head after hearing what Aokiji said. You can't keep him, that kid can fly. You have also seen the flying speed of that kid, no one can be faster than him. And there is a large fleet of Whitebeard there. If we want to act, we should not worry about whether we can keep them, but whether we can save ourselves. Originally, the most troublesome thing about Kaido was that he had extremely high attack and defense power, and he could fly. Now there is another boy who is more capable than Kaido in all aspects. It was originally troublesome, but now it feels even more troublesome. Let's go. We can't afford to offend. We can't afford to offend. If that kid flies over and attacks them with the same attack that destroyed the island just now, none of these Navy warships can escape. All Navy warships evacuated. At the same time, the Beast's pirates also evacuated. Their boss was killed. If they stayed in 453, they would be waiting to die. Lu Li flew back to the Moby Dark. Oh. Too awesome. Vice Captain Lu Li, you are so strong that you even defeated Kaido. As soon as Lu Li returned to the Moby Dark, the Whitebeard pirates immediately praised Lu Li. Brother Lu Li, you are so awesome. Tasaka Rin was originally a little fan of Lu Li. Now she saw Lu Li showing off his power against Kaido. Lu Li admired him even more. Erika was also very excited and proud. This was the man she served. She was actually a little worried when she saw Kaido transformed into a dragon. His powerful might was no less than that of Veleslana. Kanae looked at Lu Li with a special look. Ace said to Lu Li excitedly, Lu Li, you really killed Kaido. Kaido. He is known as the strongest creature in the world and one of the 4 emperors in the New World. Ace was also a lawless person. BBCE, it was not until he met Whitebeard that he knew what it meant to be someone better than you. The reason why the 4 emperors are the 4 emperors is because their strength is far beyond his reach. Lu Li shook his head. No, he ran away. Escaped. He was able to escape under such a terrifying power. Everyone in the Whitebeard pirates was very surprised to hear this. Others could not sense it at that time, but Lu Li could easily sense it. After Kaido found that he was no match for his opponent, he immediately turned around and rushed downwards. The ground had already been melted by the high temperature of his body. Kaido easily escaped into it, and then greatly reduced the lethality of the merciless sun by evaporating the seawater. With Kaido's own strong defense, he still survived by chance and successfully escaped from the bottom of the sea. However, according to Lu Li's consideration, even if Kaido did not die, he must have been seriously injured. Of course, the fundamental reason was Lu Li. Li didn't really kill Kaido. If he had gone all out, Kaido would have been killed by him long ago. Or if he had just chased Kaido, Kaido would definitely not have been able to escape. The sea water has restrictions on devil fruit users, and it is not a threat to him. What a pity. Everyone in the Whitebeard pirates felt it was a pity. If they could have left Kaido behind, the Whitebeard pirates would have become famous again. At this time, Whitebeard's voice sounded, "It's not a pity. It's not bad to let that kid Kaido run away, Li Xiao. That kid dare not stretch his tiger claws so long again. What's more, the world government is not a vegetarian. If Kaido dies, they will be the happiest. If Kaido dies, the balance of the world will be broken, and the Whitebeard pirates will be listed as the focus of attention of various forces. If this stinky boy Lu Li is a person from this world, it doesn't matter, but this stinky boy came this time, and I don't know when he will come next time. He is the strongest man in the world, Whitebeard. He can't put down his pride and ask for help from Lu Li, a stinky brat. If Kaido doesn't die, the four emperors will still be the strongest in the new world. The Whitebeard pirates have 2 4 emperors level masters. No, they should be the 2 strongest in the world. After this battle, Kaido's title of the strongest creature in the world should be abdicated. With such a lineup, even the world government has to think about the consequences of provoking the Whitebeard pirates. Come on. Congratulations to our Whitebeard pirates Vice Captain Lu Li, who defeated Kaido and won the first battle. Let's drink 1,000 cups. Marco raised his glass and said loudly. He finally understood why Whitebeard's father let Lu Li become the vice captain of the Whitebeard pirates. Dad is preparing for the future of the Whitebeard pirates. Whitebeard's 70th birthday party continues. On the other side, the Beast's pirates. The Beast's pirates slipped away quickly. On one side is the Whitebeard pirates, with Whitebeard and that young monster, as well as the captains. On the other side is Admiral Aokiji. It was fine when Kaido was around, but when he was gone, no one on either side could afford to offend him. If we don't run, we'll be waiting to die. It's over. Our Beast's pirates are finished. Now that Kaido is gone, the world government and BIGMOM, Red Hair, and Whitebeard will definitely not let go of our territory. Everyone in the Beast's pirates was devastated. They are under the 4 emperors Kaido, and they are extremely powerful. Each of them is strong, but all of this is based on the strong strength of Kaido. Without Kaido, their Beast's pirates' territory will definitely be eaten away, and they will not be let go either. Jin angrily shouted, "Shut up. Boss Kaido will never die." When everyone saw Jin was angry, they didn't dare to say anything. Jin was the strongest pirate in the Beast Pirates except Boss Kaido. His strength was very terrifying and no one dared to provoke him. Suddenly, bang! The sea surface broke open, and a figure jumped out of the sea and landed on the deck. Who? At this time, everyone was nervous, and everyone was like a frightened bird, afraid of being chased by the young monster. After seeing the identity of the person, they immediately turned from fright to surprise. Boss Kaido. Everyone was very surprised to see this figure, but Kaido was in a very bad condition at this time. His body was covered with severe burns, and he seemed to have been boiled. It was a miracle that he was still alive. Go. Puff. Kaido spat out a mouthful of blood after saying the last sentence, and fell straight down. Kaido had already exhausted his last bit of strength to insist on returning to the ship. Boss Kaido. Everyone panicked at this moment. Ship doctor. Ship doctor. Jin hurriedly called the ship doctor to treat Kaido. Then Jin ordered, return to Wano country immediately. Wano country is the location of Kaido's base camp, where all the forces of the Beast Pirates gather. Now Kaido is in a coma, and it is the most dangerous moment. Only by returning to Wano country can the 970 pirates of the Sea of Beasts be saved. The ship immediately set sail and sailed towards Wano country at a rapid speed. Not long after the beast pirates left, a navy warship arrived here. These guys run pretty fast. The people who came were Garp and Aokiji. They couldn't afford to provoke the Whitebeard pirates now. It was no problem to deal with the beast's pirates who had no leader. It was a great gain to be able to take down the main forces of the beast's pirates. It was not a wasted trip. Aokiji asked, "Shall we continue to chase?" Garp waved his hand. "Forget it. If we continue to chase deeper, we will reach the territory of the four emperors. There is no need to cause unnecessary trouble. Big forces have their own rules. The world government advocates to maintain the balance of the three big forces of the world government, the New World Four Emperors, and the seven warlords of the sea. Before the balance is broken, the world government cannot easily take action against big forces like the four emperors. Otherwise, this will be seen by the other four emperors as a symbol of the world government's actions against the four emperors, and then the world will be in chaos. World Economic News Agency. President's Office. World Economic News President Morgans is handling business. He is not satisfied with all the news his subordinates have inquired about. Really? It's just some trivial disappearances. Is there no big news? Pulu Pulu. The Den Den Mushi in front of Morgans rang. Hello. I'm Morgans. President. Big news. Big news. Morgan's eyes lit up when she heard this. This is what she likes to hear the most. Oh. What big news. Didn't the president send me to monitor Whitebeard's 70th birthday? Yes, that's right. Whitebeard was going to celebrate his 70th birthday recently, so he clapped his hands and went to observe. After all, Whitebeard is the strongest man in the world. As long as there is news related to such a strong man, even if it is just small news, it will interest many readers. So he arranged people at each of the four emperors. Guess who's here? Kaido. Kaido is here with his beast's pirates. Morgan's feathers all over his body trembled. Kaido. Four emperors meeting. This is a world-shaking event. What happened? Did Kaido celebrate Whitebeard's birthday or fight with Whitebeard? If it was a birthday celebration, it would be incredible if the four emperors joined forces. If they fought, it would also be a world-shaking event. Neither. Neither. What do you mean? Kaido didn't fight with Whitebeard, but with a boy about 1,500 years old. Fighting with a 15-year-old boy. What kind of big news is this? Morgans lost interest immediately after hearing this. If he fought with Whitebeard, it would be big news, but fighting with a 15-year-old boy would be no different from killing a mosquito. Kaido lost, and his life or death is unknown. Tilde 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 tilde. Morgans took a breath when he heard this. What did you say? Who lost? Morgans suspected that he had heard it wrong. Kaido lost. An affirmative voice came from the other end of the phone again. Morgans widened his eyes in disbelief. Who is Kaido? The strongest creature in the world. Maybe it was the era of Whitebeard 20 years ago, but today, 20 years later, Kaido is the strongest. The strongest in the world actually lost. And he lost to an unknown boy of about 15 years old. What an international joke. Are you serious? Of course it's true. Not only I saw it, but also the Whitebeard fleet, the Beast Pirates, and a Navy warship led by a Navy admiral, everyone saw it. He also sent the photos he secretly took. Morgans hurriedly checked the photos. This was incredible. Many of the photos were photos of Kaido being beaten, especially the photos of Lu Li and Kaido when they were transformed into giants, which were very clear. Then Morgans returned to the office and began to contact his secret agents in various pirate groups. After confirming that everything was correct, Morgans became excited. Morgans immediately rushed to the news office. Big news. Real big news. Everyone. Stop what you are doing immediately. Get this big news out with all your strength. All your strength. The next day. All over the world. Special edition. Special edition. Shocking special edition. The strongest man in the world, Whitebeard, celebrates his 70th birthday. The two emperors meet. Four emperors Kaido shows up. Four emperors Whitebeard celebrates his 70th birthday. Four emperors Kaido is defeated. No one knows whether he is dead or alive. The strongest in the world has changed. Who is the one who defeated Kaido? Shocking headlines were distributed all over the world. Everyone bought them after seeing the title. Many people thought it couldn't be true, but this was the world news. After seeing the photos clearly, everyone was shocked. How is it possible? Defeated. And by a teenager. Didn't you see? His name is Lu Li, and he is the vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates. The vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates. Doesn't that mean there are two of the strongest people in the world in the Whitebeard Pirates? Is a new pirate king about to be born? Many people around the world are panicking. In recent years, Whitebeard has been hyped up by the world government. In the minds of ordinary people, he is the most vicious pirate and the biggest terrorist who destroys world peace. If the Whitebeard Pirates grow stronger, it will be a huge crisis for the world. It is a result that no one wants to see. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and support our channel.